Only 2 followers for this game, 21 on the other one. I would say this game, I like it, but it has more bugs than the other game. It definitely has more bugs than the other game, I will tell you that. I did update, right? Hold on, there we go, now I did update. Best to double check. I'm just gonna go and get myself a cookie as well. And actually fill my bottle, I'm gonna need that. But hey, it was actually fun. We managed to actually do progress. Sure, after about 2 hours, but progress. Progress is still progress. I'm actually excited for Friday though, I'm not gonna lie. As I said, and this doesn't, I don't mean any harm with this. I don't expect too much. But I am still excited for it. Also, this might be one of the only streams I actually use the beans, because I don't think I'm gonna want to try the beans. I'm not gonna lie, I'm afraid of the beans. I am utterly afraid of the beans. It would be fun if we could reach the main goal. But if we actually could reach the sub goal, that would be fine for me as well. Ooh, I'm freaking out apparently. Really? What bugs have you encountered? Fucking hell, what was it? Right. When I went into the puzzle... When did it actually save here? Oh, apparently this thing kind of fucked over. I think I can deal with it. I think I can deal with it again. But basically, when I was like hiding and stuff and talking, she started doing this. You see how I move now? But when I tried to hide before and I started moving and they had talked to something, she started doing this basically. Like I couldn't really move, so I had to stop and then move. I think there was something else. Oh, right, it was actually in this puzzle. I think if I went into... No, I don't want a hint. I think I went somewhere in some sort of menu while I was here, and I got up a... What did I get up? I got up a something. Fuck is it called? Mouse pointer, basically. So I believe that this is basically crossover from another console type, but it still like brought some stuff there that it doesn't have any sort of quote-unquote game-breaking bug, but it has bugs. That's the only thing I'm gonna say. Also, I'm gonna have this because I'm gonna need paper and pen. Okay, so where is the... Okay, so rabbit is that. There we go. Raven is that, and the other one is that. Here we go. There we go. Now the issue I have here, was that supposed to be there? I don't remember. Okay. That needs to be gold, which means no blue for that one. Okay, I don't remember the solution I had here. The only thing I remember is I moved something around. That needs to be red. So if I do that, nothing is happening. Can I do this though? But that doesn't... Does that work? No, I don't think it works. If I do this, it becomes that. So gold is right. That is not right though. Almost. There's too much green. It needs to hit this thing, no matter what. The problem is that now everything hits this, and it's not supposed to. To put it simple, I need that thing, like the crane, whatever it's called, to be gold. Raven to be red, wolf to be white, and rabbit to magenta or something. So I need green and blue on the rabbit, every color on the wolf, red on one and green to that. So technically, this is only supposed to hit 2 different ones. The problem is also that the red hits everything right now, which is kinda scary. If I do that, that happens. If I do this, that happens. If I do that, that happens. Well, how was it I changed this last time? I'm trying to remember how I, like, made shit happen here. Because the problem now is that I have more or less everything alright, except I have blue and not green on the top one. And I have every color on this. So basically, the only one I can either hit is... I'm gonna try something. So we need to basically have red up, for the reason that we don't want to mix any colors on the Raven. Ah, there we go. I think. Yep, found it. Took a little while, but we got into it again. Yeah, but still. Fair. Not a safe one. I completely forgot all the voices I do for these people, to be honest. Yeah. It turned out all right then. Let's get inside now. Why are you so surprised? There might be a key or some other tool under there. Did you find any tools other or other ways out of here? I mean, I should have had inside, but you're really brave for a girl. Yeah, do you even have any idea what's inside there? I don't know. Maybe a reporter tracking down an escaped prisoner. You're really lucky you ran into me, you know? Just rushing into a garage and accusing me of being a murderer like that. If I was a real murderer, you'd be... Shush, just push the door with me. Grab onto the part that's sticking out and push in that direction. Better go on straight away when you get out of here. I'm not joking, you might really run into the TCS, the Bulldog Edition. Yo dude, let's say you need to get 5 hours of sleep, but you need to be up for a whole hour to finish something like an assignment from a morning. Would you rather it be you sleeping for 5 hours straight or doing it for an hour Or would you rather do burst sleeps? I don't know, because I'm trying to sleep as best as I can. It was only yesterday. I slept for at least 6 hours, and for some reason after work I was hella fucking tired. I actually slept 2 hours after I get home from work. But for me, most of the time I'm trying to sleep the full. Do you think you can fight a murderer? Oh, do you think you can fight a murderer? No, I'm not armed anyway. Not as much. I know what you're trying to say, but listen, TCS already announced that someone will be murdered tonight, right? And the Bulldog edition says that the target is already decided. So if TCS runs into me, a detective running away would be the best choice. Killing me would derail the plan. You know, that's the most dangerous thing about it. The murderer running away? No. The fact that you can read a criminal's mind. I don't think I get that you're in this whole detective thing, but you ever imagine how sad your folks would be if you get hurt? Sleep full, but that means you have to finish the assignment right after you sleep. Like, let's say you're in a hurry or something. Yeah, that is fair. I'm trying to do it before, but otherwise I can't really think how I would. I probably would try to finish it beforehand and then just sleep as much as I can. This is very serious for me. I'm not here for fun and games. Oh yeah? You're just playing detective after reading TCS announcement on the newspaper? Or did your folks say it's okay for you to snoop around the police archives? You didn't like when I thought you were a murderer. Seems like you still don't understand how I would feel. So, feels terrible when a total stranger talks to you like that, huh? Yeah, I'm sorry I accused you for being a murderer, but my folks aren't around to be sad at me. Beat it. Wait, are you mad at me? Well, she's already heading downstairs. Are you mad at me? Ah, she's ignoring me, probably. Oh, I can't see shit on here. Secret cellar. This is wine cellar. Yeah, it's pretty dark down here. But at least there's one less cause of death. Right? I mean, if the house is on fire, at least we won't die if we're down here. Sadly, I'm all three of the choices, lol. Dang, forgot it was the 96, fair enough. DCS wouldn't be able to find this bunker, and Ed Payne either. Even if it does, it can't be and we can't beat them on good. You have the high ground. Really? I remember you saying I shouldn't be playing. I'm sorry, I apologize. I really shouldn't have said that. It was another thing that lunatic would rent out a strange garage should have said. For living rent-free, more like. Well, maybe. I'll pay the rent at the end of the month. Whatever. See if there's a switch around here. Switch? Have you been here before? There must be a light somewhere in a bunker like this. Ah, of course. After all, we're people of moles, so we need like... Ah, what the fuck is that? I don't know what that... Like, the only thing I know it's a doll. But what the fuck does it have on its brain? That's not a monster, it's a human figurine. What's so scary about that? You sound like a train horn just now. What do you mean? What's scary about that? Why would someone have this in their basement anyway? Whatever this is, it doesn't seem like the regular shelter or a basement. Average 1960s medicinal equipment. Ah, fair enough actually. Fair enough. I mean, I've felt this upstairs too, but whoever designed this basement is a total lunatic. What those weird puzzles upstairs and even here? Huh. I thought you were glad you were down here. Nope. We need to get out of here. Who knows what the ridiculous stuff might be in here? Alright, let's see if there's a way to get out of here. That's why we're here anyway. Any keys, tools, or other special devices like the ones that we saw earlier? Junction box. Hey, do you see this upstairs? Upstairs? Do you mean that garage? The device on the wall opened the door down here. Yeah, but this is different. This looks like a regular junction box. Let's open it anyway. Who knows? We might open another door. Oh, do you think you can rip it open this time? No way. We'll need a key. There's a key right here. That's disappointing. Junction box key, it should be in here somewhere. Like Ben said, just try opening it if I end up finding the key. That was my idea anyway. This mannequin is very realistic. Did they do some science experiments here or something? Probably because they have the liver mark. That is a liver, right? Am I a dumbass? I call that a liver, or is that a stomach? No, I feel like the stomach is... Fuck is that purple thing to the left there? There's some needle on it anyway and a big X. For some reason, my brain went liver. People was wild back then. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah, there's some science experiment something. Well, I'm not sure what experiment they would have done to a mannequin. Well, we can take a look at least. Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. We can check this thing. Targeted anesthesia, tissue destruction, ulcer. This is also buggy. This is basically her talking in her mind, but because I went out of it, they basically have like a audio player, and the audio player is still going. Really just medicinal jargon or chemical equations? I think it's supposed to mean the order of how a poison or medicine operates. Must be a very fatal one. Alexander Wayne, who lived on the mansion on the 17th, was also poisoned. Could this be relevant to this? I should copy all of this down. Okay, so I've checked that. I've checked the organ model. Doesn't seem to be anything else other than this. What are all these things? I think these wires were connected to machines on the table. Maybe it's a torture device that zaps your head with electricity? Well, it's a very creepy looking thing, but apparently no idea what this is. Is there anything else we can mark on this? No, it seems to be everything. Just making sure that we don't miss anything. Actually, I can do this. Doesn't mark anything, so I think I'm fine with that. We have a lantern, we can turn it on and off. We have a desk. Phew. What's in there? What's in this? Desk? Or a trash heap? Yeah, I guess it was like a workbench. What is this book doing here? Oh, wait. This must be a diary. Well, it does say it on the book. It was 10 years ago. Theodore Brucewig. Is that his real name then? Because we went after another name. Give me a second if I can find him in the profiles. Just want to see her as well, because yes. But here, we basically have the beach corpse. His name was something else. But basically, they did say his name was Brucewig, or at least she said his name was Brucewig. But he was named something else. So apparently Brucewig was his real name. But they hid it for some reason. So you're the type of person who finds a stranger's diary interesting. If you'd rather not, I could read it. Come on, give it to me. Huh? What even is this? This can't be a diary. Why? What's in there? Yeah, that is definitely something. That is definitely some sort of code cipher. It's garbled. They're all capital letters and it's garbled. Yeah, garbled. Yeah, it's a cipher. There's a bunch of mysterious devices and schematics on the desk. Do these things even work? I guess. What are all these for? I don't think this is all here to turn on a light bulb. Well, there's the schematics there, but it's too complex. I can't figure out what it means. If Alexander Wayne built this, it must be an important clue to the murder that happened 10 years ago. Yeah, also I think they called him Alexander Wayne, perhaps. But his name, apparently his real name was Brucewig. I need to find a way to get out of here first. I should come back here and investigate the area thoroughly. Whoa! I didn't know paint could rot. I guess this part of the basement was used as an atelier. Or is we make an old painting here? Definitely out of his mind. The airflow is terrible. I'm guessing this wouldn't have been the best studio. The picture and surrounding look quite shoddy. It really is a sorry state. It's got a huge house in the yard. Why'd he be painting here? I don't think he could even see what he was painting. It's so dim down here. The colors. Come to think of it, only the red and green paint are labeled clearly. Maybe he was red and green colorblind? Alexander Wayne had a similar... If he had like red-green colorblindness, how could he have painted this? What's wrong with the painting? Well, he used red, and he also used green. Are you kidding me? Red-green colorblindness doesn't mean you can't use red or green paint. Well, good point. Look, do you see it? Only the colors are red and the background is green. So you're saying that if there is a rule as what colors are used where, it's fine. Yeah, it might be difficult to paint images with blurry outlines though. But still strange. Why was this painting only painted in red and green? So like, to be fair, the guy was actually colorblind. He was basically red-green colorblind. He might, for fun, have tried to experiment with some shit. And try to figure it out. Because to be fair, we found a green lens. Because apparently the guy thought that, hey, if I make a green lens for my eye, I could probably have like less colorblindness. Well, the person have strange enough to set up a studio down here. I guess it was an artistic experiment of some sort. An experiment. Okay, so we have more or less checked everything, right? Oh, no, there is a little box here. The bookshelf is filled with all sorts of schematics. Oh yeah, I think I remember the lens now. Yeah, I think it was like in the first one. I think this floor plan is for the basement here. Did he really build this himself? But the floor plans say the basement is connected to... Oh! This is a diamond. A diamond? Written snurg. That must be another sort of code then. Look here. Looks pretty expensive, doesn't it? Wow, so this is a diamond? I've never seen one in real life before. I'm no diamond expert, but this does look real. You have some letters engraved inside. I'm guessing this is the name of the owner? Written snurg. What's that supposed to mean? No clue. I should have had some important information on a ring like this. I think it should mean something important, but I'm not sure. What's this hodgepodge mix of letters could mean? Hold up. What? I didn't do anything. No, I mean the garbled capital letters. What's up with those garbled letters? Man, I should be a mysterious game protagonist because I forgot stuff so fast. I really that having a player remember shit should just be so great. Fair enough, actually. The two of them match up. The ring and the diary. Ridnegssnurg was carved on the inside of the ring, and the weird sentence in the diary, both of them are that way because of the garbled capital letters. And the ring and the diary are clues that shares the same characteristics. Two of those clues combined can point to a new truth. Yeah, same characteristic. Don't laugh at me, it's one of the golden rules of a detective. Golden rules of a detective? It's not that funny. Oh, sorry. I'm not laughing at you. Just haven't heard someone say such an innocent thing in a long while. Okay, I'm not a detective, but the owner of this house would have used this ring and the diary. The capital letters might have been a cipher the owner made. A cipher? You think so? I like the background music. Well, anyone could have read his diary. I guess he didn't want that to happen. He built his shelter, all sort of secret devices. I wouldn't put it past him. A diary written in ciphers. Of course, I don't think Scarlet West would have built this basement device or created a cipher, though. This house looks pretty old, but maybe the other owner. And that's it, Scarlet West. Scarlet West was Alexander Wayne's girlfriend 10 years ago. In fact, Alexander Wayne built this shelter. The ring must have been meant for... Oh shit. Wait, select letter. Okay. I understand now. This is also something I like with this game. Them just setting in some gameplay stuff so you don't need to sit there bored. Scarlet West. That's another bug. I think. I just pressed A instead of B. I thought B would basically like close the shit. So, this ring was meant for Scarlet West. That makes sense. Yes, since the two of them were living together, it would have been a marriage ring. And it would have been stuck here for the last 10 years because Alexander Wayne died. If we use the relationship of the 8 alphabets here, we can figure out what the diary says. Oh. Whoa. Oh, I'm gonna do the rest. Okay, this is gonna... Here, Scarlet West. Oh, okay, I think F is leave. No, not leave. I will probably leave. Where am I, by the way? What am I looking for? What? Okay, hold on. It's so strange because... Oh, okay, and now I see. There's a little mark in here. So I think leave. Okay, I cannot... I will... Probably love. Dear Scarlet West, I will love... you... for... the rest of my life. Even... I think it is even at least. Even all the secrets in this diary are yours looking forward to a beautiful future for our family in Somerset. Love, Theodore Brucewick. I knew it. It's just as we thought. It was a simple substitution cipher, just like you said, Ben. Was it? Really? Was it really that easy to break the cipher? Substitution ciphers aren't that difficult to break. A frequency analysis is enough, and we had 8 known combinations, so... I mean, I get it can be done, but the method and the speed, you didn't have to write anything down, and you just looked at it. Do I look like a real detective now? Well, what is a 18765 times 4586? Jesus. Are you like a child prodigy or something? What? Have you ever seen a real prodigy before? Alright, color me impressed, you're really smart. Fucking love you just answer that, it's like, are you for real? It's not that impressive. Let's get to reading what we just deciphered. You were saying I shouldn't be looking at other dumb people's diaries. It's because there might be some important information on it. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm glad they actually, like, translate this shit. Theodore Brucewick. It's an alias. Alexander Wayne, the victim of an unsolved case 10 years ago, used it. The police showed Scarlett West a picture of a victim and she said it was Brucewick. Why would someone use his own alias in his own diary? Yeah, so I think it's the other way around. His name is Brucewick. Well, the owner of the car and house was listed as Alexander Wayne. Whatever the name is, I never knew that a woman had such a passionate lover. It's a 10-year-old story. Oh, finally we arrive here, my new hometown, Somerset, where I will start a family with Scarlett. It may sound funny that I'm starting a family, well, I'm not confident either. My parents ruined everyone else's lives by falling for their stupid cult. And it wasn't until I ran away from home and slept on the cold road that I realized what it was like to live. Theft, blackmail, assault, a struggle to avoid death. For me, life has always been like that. If I saw a homeless person sleeping with a better blanket than me, I would slap his face and pretend I'm prepared for the long winter. Seems that Parathas Dextra like that kind of attitude towards life. If I hadn't been accepting to them, I wouldn't have even had any opportunity to receive education. If that had been the case, I might have become one of those pathetic old people who lost their blankets to a young man. Well, that's what being in the Mafia does to you. Mafia? So you say this guy really was in the Mafia? Probably. Right? It says it was an organization called Parathas Extra. Then the police did have some point in going after the Mafia. Once I thought the organization was everything for me. We knew how to live. And as long as we were united by one name, could there be a world with no limits to possibility? There was a time when I thought it was family. As much as it depended on organization, I also did my best to contribute them. I wasn't even interested in things like my status within there. It was just I was just happy that working with electricity and assembling parts was a good fit for me, and that much work should be helpful into the organization. As I spent each day so excited, I completely forgot that my family had abandoned me once a long time ago. I still don't know where or what started going wrong. The slot casino business failed. At some point I was marked as a traitor. Regardless of the fact that I sacrificed my life for the organization, I became a target to be killed for the safety of them. I ran away and away like crazy. I ran around the entire United States more than twice, literally. Almost died trying to cross the border. The best thing to do was to survive underground like a rat. Maybe it's because I have been living like that for too long. Even after coming all the way here, digging up the ground and building this basement is the only way I can find peace of mind in this dark cave. An outcast suspected of betraying the family. Ugh, that's a story as old as time. Oh man, you could only feel safe in dark, cramped cellar like this. Or, you also commit all sorts of crime in an organization. But at least from his diary, seems like a good person at heart. That is fair though. Like, he didn't say anything about, now I've killed 5 people. He fixed stuff, basically. But Scarlet, she showed me a whole different side of life. Different from the life so far, with a stubborn struggle to avoid death. It was the life of itself to live. As I kissed her little lips and stroked her beautiful red hair that rested on my shoulder, I felt a strong wind blowing in the opposite direction. Not that the future is coming to me, but that I'm heading towards it first. Scarlet, my everything, my fiancé who gave me a second life, my Venus. I can do anything for her. My family abandoned me, but I won't. The family that Scarlet and I will create together will never be abandoned. If this diary is telling the truth, he must have been living a runaway for a while. So he fell for Scarlet West at first sight. I think so. Getting married on a run, I see. I applied for his determination. Yeah, same. Taylor Cardwell, Scott. That bastard is truly mean and despicable. Yesterday, while organizing my bedroom, I found a wiretapping device stuck inside the closet. When I asked him what was going on, Cardwell said, "Who's Cardwell?" Give me a second. Is there someone we know? No, that's Magnus. I don't think we know anyone called Cardwell. Yesterday, Cardwell said he didn't know anything about it. What a shameless face. Yes, what's up, Gally? The very reason he did business with me in the first place was because he betrayed the Paratus Dextra. But I completely trusted that bat-like bastard. I'll have to be more wary of him from now on. What is getting too crazy with them? Look here, there's a new name. Taylor Cardwell Scott. Is that Cardwell? You know him? I don't know him per se, but Taylor Cardwell Scott is the one behind the CMP River Course jailbreak. He's a lawyer from the Queen City. You're saying this Cardwell is the one who sprung Ed Payne from jail? That's a unique name. I don't think it's a case of mistaken identity. I really didn't expect to see his name here. But yeah, what's so crazy with the ads now? Why Ben came here? Ed Payne breaking out from jail? I thought it didn't have anything to do with the case 10 years ago or TCS. But maybe that's not the case. He appeared just as TCS did. Wait. The initials of the name Taylor Cardwell Scott. TCS. That lawyer? Yes, that makes perfect sense. TCS has information about the case that people who were not involved in the case 10 years ago would have no way of knowing. Although he made deals with Alexander Wayne, the diary doesn't make it sound like they were best friends or anything. So he wasn't lying when he said he was the real murderer 10 years ago. If it wasn't the murderer, he could have been the one communicating with Wayne. Ciphers? I don't know much about the case 10 years ago. There was someone who was trying to give this book to Alexander Wayne when the murder happened 10 years ago. Give him the book? How? He broke the window of the car parked in front of the mansion, and then he ran away, after leaving the book in the car. Breaking a window? I guess it's only possible because this was a ghost town. Anyway, this book had a whole bunch of ciphers. TCS put that in the newspaper. Do you think Ed Payne is going after Scarlet West all of a sudden because Cardwell is TCS? If Carl made deals with Alexander Wayne, he would have known Scott West too. Or Scarlet West, I think I read that wrong. Yeah, Scarlet West. Maybe if he put a hitman on her in return for helping him break out, that means his plan would be easier to put into place. Even if the police ambushed the scene, they would get only had pain. Ah, yet. Why else would he just come to Somerset out of nowhere, all the way from the river course? Ah, good point. Let's see if this name Cardwell keeps popping up in the diary. I should see what happened to the deal they made if Cardwell had a motive. Second deal with Cardwell was concluded. Fortunately, everything is going well so far. I know I have security card and license. We can go shopping for my fiance who loves shopping. The new name for my second life here is Alexander Wayne. It's a name I made up and has a really nice sound to it. I need to tell Scarlett about this, but how can I say the whole thing naturally? It's a bit like that right now. Maybe better to wait for a nice time to speak. Another of that ad montage thing condensed in one ad. Damn, we don't have those things here in Sweden, to be honest. Never had one of those. Okay, so that is, by the way, why she is mentioning him as Mr. Wiggy. Because basically, he never sat down to tell her that I have changed my name. The only thing you know is that his name is... Oh, I'd love you to basically do stretched and bones. I literally just stretched. Oh. So apparently they never actually realized... My god, Alexander Wayne was the alias. The victim's real name was Theodore Brucewig. Carl forged a new identity for Brucewig. A new identity? That's why the document said his name was Alexander Wayne. Yeah. Not too difficult to figure out if everything says Brucewig, especially his own writing. I had a big fight with Scarlett for the first time, when I told her I would set a limit on the amount of cash she could spend each week from now on. She got angry and left the house. Although it breaks my heart to see her sad, I cannot accept her insistence on hiring maids. Why waste money when we both can do the housework? Yes, get us stretched up to whatever it was called in English. Square root of 2. I can't, personally now, I can only see Scarlett as a bastard just because of what she did now and how she behaves now. But I can't say if she was a good person back then or not. We thought of oh, I'm not allowed to spend thousands of dollars per week, and I'm gonna get pissed about that. There are a lot of things I want to share with Scarlett, but I don't have time right now because of the drawing work. I'll have to discuss future plans with her after I complete the deal with Cardwell in October. October, that's when he was dead. I asked Cardwell. I feel uncomfortable with him after the last wiretapping, but I don't have any other people who can help me now. To open an account at 3 banks, Central Bank of Elia, Rooston Brothers Bank and Stone City Bank of Nevada. It may not happen, but I thought it would be a good idea to come up with a plan before Scarlett withdraws all the cash from my bank account. And I hid the gold bars in a classic way under the tree on a hill at the 13th Street in Sankville. It's a place where when I was a child and I didn't want to go home, I used to pass the time looking down to the dull black roofs. The money is buried underneath the tree on the hill. I don't know what you're thinking, but stop. All this money needs a new home. You don't own that money, Scarlet West does. Scarlet West? How so? Isn't it obvious? Who else do you think is cracked the cipher in this diary just now? Frequency. Something and really fast calculations. Cipher is made as a tool of communication. Let's say someone made a cipher that nobody other than its marker can break. Do you think that would mean anything? Wouldn't that be a great cipher? But you wouldn't be able to communicate anything with it. Then you'd never have it to make one to begin with. You don't need a cipher to keep something in your head. I see. A cipher can always be broken. If someone wants others to know what a cipher actually means, it can be broken, no matter how complex it may be. A secret meant for a special person, something that means to be hidden. Some things can become special because they are a secret. Like the fact that I love you very much, Celine. Yeah, that was back in the days. That's what ciphers are. I suppose in a case, the method to break it was hidden somewhere. Finding it is a part of the process. It's kind of like a homework of love. I think that's not how normal people would love each other. Bruce wanted to give Scarlet West a ring that had part of the solution on it. Giving her a direct hint to the answer. The answer starts with the name, The Woman I Love. I mean, I get it, but don't you think it's a bit too unrealistic? How can anyone figure that out unless someone just gives you a ring and a diary and asks you to solve the puzzle? Because someone just happened to come downstairs to the basement, read the diary and go, oh, this is on my ring, and that starts to break the cipher like that. You're right, it would be difficult to get across. But I'm saying that's what he was going for. The person who was allowed to read this diary and who Brucewick hoped to do so was Scarlet West. She would have tried anything to break this cipher if she found a diary like this in her boyfriend's room. Weird man. If you want to tell someone something, just tell her. Maybe he knew what women like because it sounded romantic. Well, maybe. We'll have to show the diary to Miss West to know for sure. Fair enough, actually. It's not like we hate her or anything. She just locked us in here, that's all. Probably because she believes we were people who followed her, which we didn't do. He did, but not me. Seems that Scarlet really took the bank book and checked its balance. She looked very heartbroken to see our financial situation. Because I had moved all my savings somewhere elsewhere. The account only had about 1 month's living expenses. She might have been upset and angry at me, but she'll get used to it soon. If I formally propose marriage with the diamond ring I ordered this time, her anger will definitely go away. A man who gives a fiancé the biggest silver diamond in the store wouldn't be considered poor. Is that the flower? I got Black Datura and Hamel cigarettes through Cardwell. With this, all the materials for the experiment are ready. The only catch is that I am not very good at chemistry. Maybe Major, who read Kafra, will be able to create an antidote faster than me. If that happens, even the diary Pratus Dextra will be over. Even the Dirtus Patras Dextra will be over. When I think about it that way, maybe publishing Kafra is more important than others, even if Sima is the only hint I have right now. With the power of science, I will shatter their shallow mindset. Thinks they can have anything as long as the poison they create is kept secret. Cardwell again? But what does this mean, Black Datura? Powerful poison? Do you know that a poison would make a murder case the most difficult to solve? I know. Brucey was also poisoned to death. And what do you think is a more convincing tool for a mafia don, gun or poison? People normally don't try to create the perfect murder, so a gun. Well, usually, yeah. But what What if they're hidden away, or if the target is guarded heavily? Poison would be better. A man can run, hide, and defend himself all he wants. But he must drink. In a way, poison are the great equalizer. Once you buy off a person who can get close to your target, men would kill the head of the most powerful family that way. But wouldn't a boss of a mafia organization check beforehand if the food is poison? That's a good point. If poison could circumvent all that precautions, they would be far too powerful. But what if there's a type of special poison nobody can prepare against? Prepare. Are you talking about a poison cannot be detected? You never know if something's poisoned, even if you do, you don't have an antidote. And there was a group that had that. Mafia paradise, that. So, to conclude, Patras Extra had some sort of secret poison at their disposal. But Bruce Wayne tried to reveal the existence of the secret of that poison to screw the organization over. I remember there being a page in Kafra that talked about the Black Datura, although the details are smudged behind some ink. He tried to let the world know so that scientists would research it. Science against Mafia. And the hint about SEMA. I thought SEMA just meant the end, but it could have been a hint, I think. Why do you think it meant that to begin with? A note that read SEMA was found on Bruce Wayne's body. It was kept in his front pocket and it looked like something important to him. Front pocket? You know where people would put their handkerchiefs? Yeah. The note was from a last page of this book. The last page of the paperback also had SEMA printed on it. So it did end up being printed. It also had some other stuff that hinted to the end of the page. The end. There are some phrases like that, but SEMA doesn't mean that in any language. Maybe it meant something else. I think so too. I hope the diary would give us a little more information. SEMA was a clue about Patras Dextra's poison, at least for Bruce Wayne. The mole that tried to let the world know about his secret was killed, and a hint was found in his pocket. So there was a reason why his case was left unsolved. It was definitely Patras Dextra. Do you think the organization killed Bruce Wayne with the poison and left his note in his pocket? Yeah. How dare you print a book without a book about it? You'll face the strength of this poison. Yes, it would have been something like that. I see how that could have worked, but don't you think it's strange? If they wanted to stop the secret from being let out, why leave a note that says SEMA on the body? People will find a strange message on the body weirder than the book itself. Maybe they thought it's not very useful as a hint. And they thought it didn't matter if the world knew about it. Think about it, if SEMA really was a useless hint, even Patras Dextra would not have been able to recognize it. You haven't read his diary like we did, right? If Patras Dextra left the SEMA note in Bruce's pocket, they would have known about this book. They would have no reason to rip out a page from a book they don't even understand. And they should have gotten rid of the book that had information on the Black Datura, while leave it in his car. But you said the page was ruined with ink. Who could have hidden the information about the poison if not Patras Dextra? Like you said, Celine, nobody will be able to figure out that the page had something to do with the poison. I have an idea. Who would have ruined the page? It could have been the person who communicated with Bruce Wayne using Kafra. What if Cardwell was the one? The diary said Cardwell was also a mole. What do you think? Why did they do that on the side of Patras Dextra? No, if I'm correct, the page wasn't ruined to stop the information from leaking. I'm thinking that the cipher of Kafra might have been... The cipher in Kafra might have been a codebook cipher. Cowbook cipher? Like the ones you use in the war? Yeah, if the two of them used the Black Datura page in Kafra as a codebook, since the codebook might not have been transferred to Brucewig, the code must have been ruined so that nobody would understand what it all meant. Ah, you had a point. This diary. I never expected to find such valuable information when I was locked in the garage. If Dad saw this 10 years ago, this might not have been an unsolved case. No, I must finish this job. I can inch closer to revealing who TCS is and who committed the murder. I should keep this Black Datura sample for later. It seems to have something to do with Patrice Dextra's poison. Do you still not know anything about the poison? Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not even sure if anyone is working on that. Ah, so much for Brucewig's greatest science adventure. Great science adventure. Should we read on? Ah, of course. I had a strange dream today. In my dream, just as I had always imagined, there was a Scarlet here in the basement reading my diary. I stood behind the frame and tried to see her face, while recognizing what expression was. Then suddenly the basement door closed with a loud noise, and she despaired to realize that she could not get out. A silhouette out loud that she could use the hidden passage, but strangely my body began to move further and further away from her, and I couldn't reach her. Not gonna lie, the cipher effect the text does every time you flip is cool as fuck. Yeah, I kinda like that as well. It was a terrible dream. I wonder if something is about to happen to her. Ah, you have to wait 10 years for that. For some reason, the dream from a few days ago kept bothering me, so I came up with a solution. By writing down how to use the passage behind the picture frame in this diary, I can prevent what I saw in my dream. It really is the perfect complement. Now my fiancé will discover a surprising secret. Not only did this house have a basement, but it also connected to the living room. Dear my love, Scarlet, I hope you can understand. Open the power distribution box. The key is contained in a box at the bottom of the bookshelf on the right, along with 9 vacuum tubes. Connect the circuits to the distribution booze. They must have probably misspelled something there because it says booze, and I think they mean box. And turn on the even there it says THS. Alpha wave light. It might have been that it might have. Hold on, do they? No, they don't do that. Just checking. I thought it was perhaps the translation stuff we just discussed that might have been a bit bugged, and the SS. Nah, it couldn't be because technically the SS are not supposed to be there. It's supposed to be an E and an X, which technically is very close to the X, so they might have just like pressed the wrong button there. This is a temporary name I gave. And the surrounding will become dark. Attach 9 vacuum tubes to the UV beam projector, again temporarily named, on the desk and turn it on. Now shoot the blue light from the UV beam projector into the wall. You will see the password with a total of 6 digits. Enter the password on the panel of the fully automatic iron door behind the picture frame. The iron door will open and lead you to the living room. Look, there's something about the living room corridor written here. Yeah, is that it? God, let's look for a key. It's that'll be in a box on the bottom of the bookcase. I hope for more stuff about the poison or Cardwell. This will have to do. I found a lot of information so far. I should organize that information when I make my way outside now though. I need to follow the directions on the diary to open the door to the living room and get out of there. For some reason, just like seeing these bugs kind of remind me of something. Because I did watch a video about some VR gaming and stuff. And for those who doesn't know, Meta, which is basically the people that does... Wait, which bookshelf? Do you mean this bookshelf? Oh, this bookshelf. That does the VR headset now. they basically tried to do their own VR chat with like free game, kind of like thinking like VR Roblox, but basically their own VR chat basically. And it was something you could not uninstall because it was basically, hey, you want a meta shit, you're gonna have the meta shit. Because I'm not gonna lie, I do sometimes play on my VR headset with some stuff, and like, oh, here is your installed games. Meta World Dino Crisis something, Meta World Survive Zombies, Meta World this, Meta World that. Like, I have not asked to have any of these. I have not asked to have anything of that here. Because apparently they thought the best idea is to push this shit out and make sure everyone have it. They even like changed the like home quote-unquote screen or like home base to a more or less hub looking thing. So it's like, this is your home base. Do you see down there? That's the metaverse or whatever it's called base where you can go and play with other people. It's like, I don't want to. But I watched the video and apparently they're gonna stop doing that. They're actually going to close down that shit, which he says, and I agree, is a huge win for VR gaming. Because so no one wants to basically be bombarded with free shit that no one gives a damn about. Especially with nothing more than, hey, this is our own VR chat shit, because this is how we want to see shit. Because for those who doesn't know, I read somewhere that, if I'm not mistaken, I might be mistaken, the guy who made Facebook and holds a death grip on Meta, which is VR I'm talking about now. Technically, Facebook is called Meta now, which is stupid as fuck. He basically doesn't really like acknowledge VR chat because he wants a metaverse, a digital verse, a digital world more or less, where people can interact and stuff. But it doesn't acknowledge VR chat. My personal belief in that is because he did not make it. He wants to make it, and if it's not made by him, it doesn't exist. But yeah, basically they pulling the plug on that thing now because the third-party people and their own people making games can never get anything sold, because if you search on something, you will get at least 50, 20, or 100 different free metaverse free games. And it's like, you can't find anything, you can't buy anything, so it's like, yeah, they are putting a plug on that and making sure shit actually works. Because last time I actually tried to buy something from the Quest store, I couldn't buy anything because for some reason my card didn't work, but my card did work and my card had money, so it was basically just them that had so much bugs that not even their own store could work. So I'm kind of happy for that, because that's also kind of why I want to actually get the Steam VR thing, because I like to play some VR. I don't do it too much, but I do it now and then when I feel for it. And I am really tired of Meta, to be honest. I like it because it's a standalone. And that is why I want to get the Steam VR headset, because it also is a standalone. I only got this because it was standalone. That was the only reason, because otherwise I thought of getting the Valve one, or whatever it's called. But the problem is you need the sensors in the corner of a room, and you need the room to be a specific size. I could not do that. Plus, when I actually got the Quest 2, it was not owned by Meta at that point. So even like, as people said, Oculus was still kind of like shit back then, but it wasn't as shit as Meta is. And yeah, basically I didn't buy it because it was Meta stuff. It was before that, and I unfortunately got dragged down into hell with them. More or less to say it like that. Oh, the key. Wait, where's the key? There is said it'll not be together. Wait, get all the things out of the box and try lifting the bottom. Got it, it's a double bottom. It's a common trick in detective novels. So Scarlet West would never have found it out herself. I can, so that's not a problem now. Right, let's try to figure out that 6-letter password that the diary mentioned. I still like love her design, because first of all, she is cute. Like the hair, the eyes and stuff. But what I love specifically with this is her father's coat, and it's too damn big for her. She barely can walk with this because it almost drags in the floor, and her sleeves are covering her damn hands. I love that, to be honest. It's so fun. Good. Now it's open. Now to connect the circuit here, and come to think of it, I don't think that it was mentioned anywhere how the circuit should be put back together. I don't think this would be a particular complex or difficult circuit. I suppose you just connect the matching red, blue, and green wires and pull down the lever there. I think I understand what she means by that. What I have to do is... I see. Interesting. Interesting. Like something like that. The problem is, yeah, you see this. I can only do it like this. I feel like the problem is... Okay, so if I do that, that's gonna be like that. So if I do this... and this... The problem is that does not work. Whoops. So this cannot be in the middle. If I do this, it's gonna block. Okay, so this is gonna be confusing because I need first to have the blue there. If I have the blue here, I have to stop, press B. So if I have the blue here, just direct on here, no sweat, no thought, and this here. There is one issue though. Red will always... I feel at least that red will always hit on any of these, because if I do here, it will hit green, and now green can't do anything. And if I do it here, so we can do that, then it hits blue. But if I do it in the middle, it will hit both of them. So as you see now, I'm locking them in. I feel like there's something with the red. I can easily do blue and I can easily do green, but red is gonna be the thing that basically breaks everything. Interesting. I am a bit confused by this because they are too far away from each other. They are technically in a sense mirrored. So this one goes up and here, and this one goes down and this way instead. But these ones are the same. Now that's the problem though, because right now I have locked in. Yeah, kind of thought nothing was gonna happen. Because if I do this, and we do this... Oh, I see now. Okay, I see now. That was nothing but pure ass luck. Now I see. Okay, simple. There we go. Patterns! What just happened? Calm down, the light just changed. Maybe it's a safe device. Safe device was set up because getting direct contact with UV rays can be dangerous. It's safe then, right? If it was dangerous, I don't think we would have made Scarlet West do it. I guess this lamp wouldn't turn back to normal now. This switch will turn it back to normal. So if I do this... So one of these junk heaps are supposed to be in projector or something. I think it's here. The back is connected with a vacuum tube slots. There are 9 holes too. 9 tubes will turn it on, right? Well, I guess the order doesn't matter. Well, considering what puzzle we have to solve so far, I don't think it would be that easy. I'll guess something will happen when we plug all of these in. Good idea. Okay, so... okay. I think we're gonna try and reach that in the middle there. So the question is... okay, can I turn these? Because this thing is... Do I have another page? Match again. Okay, so... I see. It says plus minus. So if we do, for example, this, and take away this, we do that. I see. Okay, it's not simple per se, but it's doable. It is doable. The only thing we need to do is figuring out... we need round edges, probably something like this. We need something with a hole in the middle and a triangle, like so. And then what we need to remove is this. I did it. Okay, that's good. We do this one. No, wait. Not that one. Because we need to do upwards. What are we trying to remove? We remove that though. That's not gonna be interesting. We need upwards, but also need a round one upwards. What is a round one upwards? I have this. Okay, nope, that's the wrong one. If I do this, I do this. Nah, shit, damn it, almost. Almost. So if I do something like this and this and this. Yeah, I think that actually worked. Okay, good enough. The next, we only have 3 left. The question is, which one are we gonna destroy? I think this one is what we're gonna destroy. So we do this and do this and do this. Aha! Right, this matches the panel now. Right? Does it work? I think so. It's working as it should. See the lights here? But isn't this just a regular lamp? I mean, it had a faint blue glow to it, but that's not what we're supposed to use it. Remember how it said that to use it while the S alpha ray lamp is turned on? Do you think Scarlet West loved Bruce Wayne? What are you talking about? I was just wondering if that woman could have lived with his weirdo mafiosa? Well, she tried to leave Somerset and tell police that she didn't know him, and police were questioning her over murder 10 years ago. Knew it. Does that mean Scarlet West is that evil? Or that Bruce Wayne is such a weirdo that it makes sense that she tried to skip town? Both. Fair, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna turn this on, right? Ooh. Woo! Okay. P-E-N-E-S. I don't even know if I spelled that right, to be honest. I just said something. The P53H... O or 0, I don't know which one. But I guess this is fine, so let's go over to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it said 6, so that's fine. These are buttons that make the lights flash. Right, 6 numbers, right? Let's get out of here already. Wow, that's a big ass fucking panel with numbers. Shit. Not numbers. Okay, so I can do this. That's good, which means we can do this. This. Okay, that's kind of fucked me over a bit. There we go. Next one is a 3, so we're gonna do an opposite of E. Then we're gonna do an H, which is just up and down, and then 0 is just a middle one. That's fine enough. And open. Wait, how the fuck did I do? Wait. How did I do this one? There we go. I just realized like I have 3 E's. Like what? Or 2 E's. Like why? How? Wait. What's wrong with you? Bruce Week 1 won't be hiding behind that door, right? What are you talking about? Now remember? You were looking from behind the frames? Bruce Week died 10 years ago. He's deep underground now. Like we're not. Maybe not getting fresh air made you go a bit cuckoo. I mean, for Bruce Week, that really might have been a promotion of sort, being 6 feet under. I have no idea why men are getting into all of this occult stuff these days. Bruce Week's souls might be there waiting for Scarlet West. Quiet, let's get going. We don't know how much time we spent down here. Okay, I'll lead the way. Don't worry, I can deal with ghosts. You don't really think that I'm actually scared, do you? Yeah, no, I was joking, right? Right? Yeah, you say that, but the last guy basically tried to... I think he tried to exercise using a garlic or something. Like something about the holy garlic. Ben, are you keeping up? Yeah. Quick question, just in case. But don't you smell gas around here? So I was the only one thinking that. If TCS is really trying to set this house on fire. Step aside, I'll take a look before we get upstairs. I could do it. Are you really going to make me hide behind you? Hey, come on, let me do something. I really don't think it matters that much. I'd be so honored to lead the way. Please give me a chance, oh great detective. All right, go ahead. Oh, thought as much. I think it's quite quiet outside. Well, is anyone out there? Damn, we're late. We're too late. What, Ben? You're not making any sense. Scarlet West is dead. What? Are you sure? It looks like a mannequin. How much did we spend down here? That pin. No, it's a mannequin. Calm down, look closely. That's not Scarlet West. What? This? It's a mannequin. Is the Scarlet West death fake then? She's not meant to die. It is just that they made up man. How the hell does that work? The police must be in on it, because otherwise people would just be like, "Oh, there is a body in there. We found the body. That's a mannequin. Oh fuck, where's the body then? Did we lose the body somewhere?" Imagine that in a detective game, that someone brings out a body from like a scene or something. It's like kind of blind as this guy, and just ends up like, that is not the body, that's a mannequin. It's like, where the fuck did we leave the body somewhere? I would love to see that. I would love to see that. The floor is covered with oil. This explains why it smells of gas. What's been going on here? Let's go through these things one by one. I should look through the things in the living room and try to piece together what would have happened. I don't think anything could have happened. Wow, she has so many shopping bags. Let me just take a little look. Yeah, we have the suspicious scene. Ooh. Fucking hell. I just saw that shit by the window. Oh, she was not just paranoid. Like, she believed we were the stalkers, but she basically went like, "Hey, stalker, come in here and you are gonna have no legs left." Holy shit. Okay, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna check this. This is a trap. Gnarly. This trap is meant for grizzlies. Why is it next to the window? A trap could be set to catch something. And if it's by the window, there must have been a good bait by the window. Oh, this window's open. Really? They were all closed when I was looking at them from the outside. Yeah, I guess they opened it while they were stuck in the garage. A trap right open underneath the open window. I'm guessing whoever set this trap knew that their target would come in through the window. You wouldn't see the trap from the outside. As soon as you come in, this giant trap will... I rather not think about that. Damn. I don't see anything bad in this house, to be honest, other than like a cover-up. And not in a sense a bad cover-up, more in the sense of, hey, she might be targeted. Let's pretend she's dead. The lights were all off from the outside. I guess these smaller lights were left on purpose? I guess the lights make it look more dramatic, or at least when we saw the mannequin. Dramatic. So someone wanted to show this scene to someone else. Done. A mannequin donned with a traveling, revealing dress and a red wig. This mannequin's dressed like a Scarlet West. It can't be a prank. I thought she was dead. Who could have done this and why? When? Well, I think I'm completely lost. I can't even imagine what kind of lunatic would do this. It's not that much difficult. They basically want to believe she's dead. That's basically it. It's not a lunatic thing. No one looks for someone if they're dead because there's no point in looking for them. Lunatic. What if it was Ed Payne? Do you think he's the type of criminal to do this? I'm not sure. Ed Payne's signature move is destroying the bodies beyond recognition. He usually uses knives to kill people so far. It's very distinctively straightforward. I haven't seen him do anything like this before. Alright, let's inspect the mannequin now. There must be some traces left behind. Wait, what is that? Document. Wait, this document, it's got a summer PD seal. Once you're done with the trap, have the woman wait at Clara. The police chief will meet with Clara's bartender at 1800 on October 13 to receive the next instruction. Let this document burn along with the mansion. I can definitely say the police to set up someone's fake death is one thing, but to go so far to actually even burn a house, damn. Wait, Clara? What? I think it's meant the Hotel Clara at the town center. The sheriff, William. Yeah, so she believed in a stalker before. So she thought we were the stalker, but we weren't. The living room. So apparently they have already set up the living room. Before we were locked up in garage, William the sheriff of Somerset Police Department was at this house too. Unless there's a note told him to be briefed for the next command, I'm sure the sheriff isn't working on his own either. Someone could give order to the sheriff. I've never heard of anyone like this in Somerset. He's the highest ranking officer in Somerset Police Department. Doesn't have to be someone from Somerset. I mean, there'd be a ton of high-ranking cops in Princetown. High-ranking police. Are you implying that all of this is a trap the police set up? I'm not sure what it is for, but the trap was set to scare whoever could crawl into the room from the stoves, yeah? Worked. No, I didn't expect a stove. They just thought they would see something here, and when they burned the house down, people would see a body. Or... well, what thought of being a body? Okay, what can I check? Oh, this was not lying down. It was actually hung up. So perhaps someone was supposed to make sure that they thought that Scarlet was just standing in the living room. The mannequin's neck is tied to a metal tube of some sort. It wasn't a necklace then. I think this tube was broken off from somewhere. Yeah, from the lamp. And this chandelier, I guess it fell from the ceiling. Wow, that's smashed up. It looks old, but I don't think it would have fallen on its own. Maybe something did something to the chandelier. Do it? Oh, box. Gasoline barrel. The floor's doused with gasoline. One lit match and that Bulldog Edition story would turn real life. But Scarlet West didn't die. Well, you couldn't burn an animal. Well, you could burn an animal carcass and just say it was difficult to identify, but it definitely is Scarlet West. What? But they won't. There's no way Somerset Police Department would let that slide. At least I'll point out the contradiction. Okay, I think that was everything here. These bags are from the department store. The receipts suggest they're all new. Come to think of it, Scarlet West was shopping a lot these days. She brought a load of suitcases, expensive towels, soaps, like she's going somewhere. She's normally busy buying shoes, jewels. I thought that was weird. So you were really tailing her all day? Why, of course. And that's why she thought I was a stalker. What's so bad about that? It definitely beats letting Ed painkiller. So that's why we got stuck in the garage. Scarlet West got away too. Well, wouldn't she be with the Sheriff Wayne by now? Maybe the two went on a little trip to help her run away. To help Scarlet West run away. So that's why William told me that he'll be on a business trip. The dressing table is full of expensive jewels and cosmetic. I guess it belongs to Scarlet West. I don't think Scarlet West knew that someone would be set her house on fire. If she did, she would have taken her belongings. Right, time to organize the information I found so far. Scarlet West left this house with the things she bought. The mannequin and the broken chandelier part on the floor, and the giant bear trap right underneath the windows. The window that is open. The police document states that all of this is a part of a trap. These things point to one thing, that is... the person who set up the scene here is... William Russell. Wow. Like, we did like her 10 years ago, how she looked. She looks a little... Cruella de Vil-esque when we saw the other one. But her in this one is like, I kind of wish to just stop away from her. Whoever this trap was meant for did not appear on the trap flawed. Is us. Does not exist, and this trap was set for a different reason. Yeah, there is no... The reasoning behind this is... Not... Oh, I'm just... I don't think this is right. The person who set up the scene here is William Russell. I don't think Scarlet West could have done that. I was about to say does not exist, but to be fair, did not appear. Then, because we need to have this. The reasoning for this is this. I'm gonna try this. Okay, apparently not. I think my brain is starting to bonker out again. So, we only have these three, and I can definitely say she is not the smart one with it. It is us, it is not for us, I think. If it is, then it basically is hard-coded. Basically, to put it simple, it is not meant for us, but game-wise it is meant for us because they think we are someone else. I think these two because they did not appear and the trap is flawed. Because for the sole reason that they were supposed to have a standing Scarlet, but there wasn't any. I'm gonna try this. Oh, there we go. This was it. Okay. He was on this document and stayed with Scarlet West too. I'm sure William the sheriff did all this. Well, I agree. But what do you mean the trap caught nobody yet? The metal tube attached to the mannequin's neck with a rope. It was part of the chandelier. Someone hung the mannequin on the chandelier. It would have been too heavy, so I'm guessing the chandelier fell from the ceiling. Alright, that's where it came from. That's where it came from. This living room trap is a result of someone's intentions. And what matters right now is to find out what this intention was. If we reconstruct the scene or the result, we'll find out wherever this intention comes from. This is my deduction, as what happened here is chronological order, based on things we found from each evidence we examined. Oh, interesting. Oh, okay. I like this. Reconstruct what happened in the scene. Well, the music here is so fucking calm. Sorry for swearing, but it's just like very nice. Scarlet West left her mansion not knowing what will happen. William opened a window and... Okay, so first she left because she didn't know what the hell happened. William left the documents on the table and left the scene. So that is lost. This one is lost. William hung the mannequin on the channel. I think he poured the shit out first. Nah. You know what? Let's try this one first. He set the trap first. Then he hung this thing. Then it... Oh! No, wait. So this thing here. Then this thing is lost. This thing needs to be lost. Check deduction. Okay, so it's basically he hung this thing first, and then set the scene. There we go. That was the only difference, but that was basically just like it was either one. First of all, this trap was set after Scarlet West left the mansion. Considering how the jewels were left in the dressing table, Scarlet West probably didn't know what was about to happen. I guess she's not the type to let other people do this to her living room. After they sent Scarlet West somewhere safe, first they hung the mannequin on the chandelier. Then they set a trap beside the window and doused the floor with gasoline. It would have gotten in the way if they did it earlier. I guess so. That's fair, actually. I didn't think of that. So I followed the document and left it on the table. On the table, and they left. Even the police didn't expect the chandelier would have fallen to the floor because of the mannequin's weight. Is that the variable that stopped the trap from working? Yeah, I don't get it. If the chandelier didn't break, from the outside it would have looked like a mannequin was hung to the chandelier. It would have break in through the window after looking at that. It would have looked like that if it weren't the circumstances. But with them, only the shadow would have been visible. A long-haired corpse of a woman who just looks like Scarlet West hanging from the ceiling. What do you think Ed Payne would do if she saw the target in a state like that? Wouldn't he at least try to see if Scarlet West is really dead? And he would use the window to come inside. And the police would have arrested Payne, who would have tripped the trap. Right, if the Baltic Edition was TCS' attempt to send a murder announcement to the police, wouldn't it make sense that the police would set a trap to arrest him? But what if Ed Payne was just one back? At least that way police could keep Scarlet West safe. Why spray gasoline on the floor? To make the murder slip and slide? So that the murder can't run away? But I'm not sure. It's really strange. The document makes it sound like the police are trying to burn down this mansion themselves. Can cops even do that, like, without consent? I'm not sure how much of the police knows about TCS or Ed Payne, but it's for certain that Ed Payne will come at some point to kill Scarlet West. Yeah, that Dofus would definitely fall for this. So, what are you going to do now, Celine? Me? Well, I think I should head to Hotel Clara. The sheriff here is actually my godfather. I think I should talk to him about the case. Okay, well, get going then. Huh? What about you, Ben? I'll catch Ed Payne here. That looks like a good trap. Someone left it. Shame to let it go to waste, no? What are you even going to do? If the trap didn't work because this fell to the floor, all I have to do is to hang the mannequin back to the ceiling. No, all was just theoretical. We don't even know if it actually worked. It's not your business. Go back home and get some sleep. No, Go, I'm serious. Get in my way. I'm getting in your way. Did you ever Did it ever come to you that you'll be stuck in the garage if you weren't for me? If you weren't there, we wouldn't have been in this situation to begin with. Are you blaming me for sleep? You know, I told you I'm going to get Ed Payne, right? I lied. What? You lied? I'm going to kill him. No prisoners. So, go back. Go report to the police for all I care. There's nothing good to see if you stay here. But how? How are you going to hang the mannequin to the ceiling? I'll figure something out. There's no place I could hang a rope on the ceiling. Yeah, I guess you'll just stay here until you can make sense of it on your own, yeah? Exactly. Alright, I'll tell you how I'll do that. Then go home, alright? What comes to my mind immediately is, since this wooden mansion, if I go upstairs to the second floor and rip through the floorboards, I can make a hole that leads to the living room. Then I'll thread the rope through that hole and fix it to something on the second floor. Get it? How are you going to do that? Are you hard of hearing? I'll pull the end of the rope upstairs. So how are you going to do that? You do it alone. The rope here isn't that long. If you want to pull it upstairs, you have to someone who will hold it for you. I get what you're saying, but I'm here because I want to know who TCS really is and what really happened 10 years ago. If TCS is Cardwell, the lawyer who sprung Ed Payne from jail, I also have a right to capture Ed Payne using this trap and get information out of him. If you're going to kill him, tie him up, beat him to a pulp, and learn everything he knows first. Well, you had your motives too. Stop you before you actually kill him, though. I'm planning on being an accomplice to murder. Do as you like. I tried to send you home multiple times. Just know that. Go upstairs already and make that hole and throw you that rope up for you. Why does it feel I'm working for you? Because you are. You're being bossed around. Hey, Celine, what time is it? Around 5:30 in the morning. Why? Do you know how we've been waiting here? We've been waiting here with this rope. We've been doing this since 3. It's been around 2.5 hours. Been doing this for pretty long then, I suppose. I guess, but there's no other way. Don't you feel like going home? Oh, not at all. Running out of energy? Do you want to switch places? No, I'm not saying that. I think you should go. That again. I also have the right to interrogate Ed Payne. I won't kill him. I'll send him straight to the cops. Get going home. You just used me to lift the rope. You just used me to lift the rope up, and now you're going to send me home? I'm not going back. What I'm trying to say was... Damn, it actually worked. Oh, damn! It worked. It really worked. It's on fire as well. How did everything just blast on fire? Ben, don't leave me here. The fire. Yeah, you have to get out. Pain, you're a dead man. No. Ben, we need to get out of here. Yeah, he's on fire, this guy. So that's probably also where the newspaper comes in. It's basically as he said. Burn a animal and they would just say we couldn't identify it because you have no idea what it is. But what if you can't identify whose body it is? So basically Ed Payne dies, but Scarlet West is the one that gets killed. In a sense, if you understand what I'm saying. Hiding behind the fire will make me give up. Hey, stop! He really is out for vengeance for some reason. Yeah, it's done for. He's out of his mind. I need to get him out of here somehow, but how? I can knock him unconscious with this, but he might die from the injury. Oh, whatever. Here goes nothing. Fuck yeah. Ed Payne will break through the window before you get there. Let's go. How did the fire start? I'm kind of confused by that. Because it was basically like the bear trap just sprung and somehow it just caught on fire. Ben, are you alright? Yeah. You almost died there. Did you even know that? What were you thinking? Why did you just rush in there like that? The big plan was getting us all barbecued in there? Pipe down a bit. It was a wooden house. The fire spread in seconds. You... Oh wow, he's bleeding. Wait, your nose? I think she killed him. Was it because of what I did, or is it the carbon monoxide? I have no idea what's happening. Oh yeah, you saw there is a mouse pointer, by the way, which technically not supposed to be here because this is not a PC game. Ugh. Awake yet? Where am I? My place. How are you feeling? I'm fine, but I'm still a bit dizzy. I think it's the carbon monoxide. I was worried that you might have suffered hypoxia. Thank God you didn't. Now that you had some sleep, you'll be fine. Yeah, I remember there was a fire. Why did the fire start? I think the bear trap was also the fire starter. That way the fire would have started as soon as something caught in the trap. I see, I should have been more careful. Sorry, it's my fault. Staying up in the early morning must have dulled my senses. This is playing Pokemon. When I was deducting what could have happened there, I didn't really think... I really tried to explain why the gasoline had to be there. I didn't really get to imagine that the police would have spilled it there to actually start a fire. That's not your fault. We're stuck there all night. I guess that was why. I wasn't thinking straight, that's it. No, it's not that I didn't think of it. Maybe I wanted to believe that police wouldn't stoop to that low. You said the sheriff is your godfather. Yeah, William. He's my dad's partner. He said there's been partners ever since he started being a detective. How's it with you? Is a good guy, a good father? Jesus. I know my dad's gone. He's tried to take good care of me, but he never tells me about the important things. He kept things to himself. That's what I think, at least. I see. What did you do while I was asleep? It's already late. Oh, I went to the mansion on the 17th again. Here, look, I got this for you. What's this newspaper? It's today's paper. It's not the Bulldog edition. This is the real one. But it's not very different from the Bulldog edition, is it? Why? Scarlet West didn't die. It was a mannequin. I really couldn't figure it out why, so I went back to the scene, right? Then... And all the police were acting as if someone was a real murder. The pigs here aren't any different from those on River Course. Can't be sure yet. Maybe they're still putting up a smokescreen to trick TCS, but maybe. Cops trying to trick TCS? TCS never really actually killed Scarlet West, but the paper is saying otherwise. I've never seen any cops who use the death of a victim as a smokescreen just to catch a single criminal. Yeah, I have no clue what he's thinking. And because I don't, I'll ask him myself. I'm going to tell Clara. Did you call him? Yeah, your godfather, man. Of course I did, he's not picking up. I should talk to him about that too. Wait for me, let's go together. For what? Get some rest. I'll tell him all about Ed Payne. I have enough rest. I slept more for more than 12 hours now. But do you really think you can do it? What do you really think you can do by going there? Even if I don't have anything to do, I can't let a miner just wander around like that, can I? The Guardian. Huh. What? You're laughing. And who do you think saved you from dying in the fire? Might as well say I'm your guardian now. Never knew whacking someone in the head counts as saving. Hey, that's because I didn't have any other choice. I told you we had to get out of there right away. But you were telling me to leave you alone and all. What else could you do other than whacking you in the head? Also, I just realized with this music, I get like murdered by numbers vibe for some damn reason. In a situation like that, I would have had an adrenaline rush. I think so. Maybe. I've spent 24 years living on this earth, but you're seriously the first person who tried to do me in like that. 24 years isn't that long of a time to speak like that. Anyway, you don't have to follow me around like that. Weren't you looking for Ed Payne anyway? Yeah, but that have been changed of plans. A maniac's injured, so try to stay low for a while, and that means rather than trying to smoke him out, not even knowing where he is, it might be faster to help you investigate investigating to get Cardwell, TCS, and then get Payne too. Because Ed Payne is on TCS payroll. Yeah, simply, but I don't have anything to do right now, and I feel like going to that hotel. You could have said that from the get-go. The time is a bit short, aren't we? No, Hotel Clara isn't that far from here. It should be alright. We only should be meeting with the bartender at 6 in the evening. So any time before that should be fine. You should get moving when you're ready. Wait, is this where we live? So this apartment was your place, huh? Yeah, why? Is there a problem with it? Nothing. Seems like most of the buildings around there are pretty new. This building and the bookstore, those two are the only one that looks old. A whole bunch of ivy too. Well, those two buildings are the only ones that haven't been torn down. 10 years ago, Somerset was quaint countryside village. But there's Hotel Clara here and all that. When you say Somerset is a booming town, I mean Hotel Clara is a 5-star luxury hotel, you know? Well, it's the same brand, but it's only a business hotel. It was only built earlier this year. I see. Which direction is towards... is it towards Hotel Clara, I mean? It's to the left from here. Which also means that this used to be the bakery. What is this for something? Glamorous store. Wait, hold on. Didn't this used to be the baking place? Yeah, this is no place for a store like this to be in. It's not good for teenagers. What's wrong with it? It lights up the place even in the night. I guess teenagers themselves don't really care about it. fair. Can I check this place out? No, I can't. It really has changed, hasn't it? It's like 10 years here. Bookstore. Must bookstore. These books are really closed as late, doesn't it? Stores around here are usually open until late. That's kinda nice though. Ooh, hot dog. Anyway, Ben, shouldn't you eat or something? I'm not feeling hungry. Here, take some money, get some food. Hey, I'm not bum. I got enough money to feed myself. We should get going to a hotel anyway. We don't have any time for eating. Hey, it's a hot dog. That takes like fucking seconds sometimes. It doesn't take long, at least whenever I buy a hot dog at least. I'll go alone, so just stay here and get something to eat. Oh, you really don't want me to come with you, huh? Wouldn't it be a stress? Wouldn't it be stranger if I want you to come with me? We've only known each other for a day. And you keep giving me sticks for being young. You always try to stop me from doing things because you're my guardian owl. I wasn't trying to give you sticks. Wow, this is making me mad. I'll go alone. Wait, I'm sorry. So, I mean, we could ask your godfather to get us some food at the hotel, right? If he told you about the things honestly, we wouldn't have to be in that weird trap and stuff. It's giving you a lot. Are you saying that I should make William buy me something at the hotel? Oh, that's right. I mean, should get you a full course meal, as well as his apology. That's fully deserved. Course meal. Yeah, that sounds good. When is going to pay for this? Oh, you see there, that's what the bug I was talking about before, because it basically just started doing this instead. I still love how big this damn coat is on her. I do wonder if they decided this hotel just because it's close to his place, or her place technically here. Because personally, if I were to hide like they did there, I would basically do it in another town. Or apologies, you could get refunds at the reception desk. Guests, please follow the staff instructions. Strange, something's off here. 2. Murder. Due to the murder at room 2805, if any guest wants to leave the rooms. Murder. Did that guy just say murder? Yeah, that was I heard. I think we can just ignore that. Of course, room 2805. We should head there right away. Excuse me, miss. Please check out from your room at the reception desk. Sorry, I'm not trying to check out. Oh, thank you. The reception desk, yeah? Flynn, let's go. The reception desk. What are you talking about? We're not I don't think we can get in here normally. Let's come up with some plan and sneak inside at the right time. You're saying we should infiltrate to the second floor. It's the second floor? Oh. Sneak. Sneak time. I don't mind sneaking gameplay. It's kind of fun sometimes. Right. I think I got the hang of the area here. We should be leapfrog. Leapfrog? See that staircase there? We'll take small steps. We'll hide behind the structures and then make our move in intervals. Do you think it'll work? They're everywhere around here. They're busy guiding the guests. I don't think they'll notice us. Unless we're standing up. Is that how you snuck into the police station? You sound like it isn't your first time sneaking in somewhere. I won't comment on that. Of course, a detective would have confidence and plan. But it seems like some employees are standing in place. I'm going to get through them. We tiptoe past them. Well, okay, I guess that's the only way to get through here anyway. I'll try to best to hide from the employees somehow. I need to get to the staircase before. Okay. How can I tiptoe? Wait a second, how do I tiptoe? still like the controls of this game. Just because like down isn't quit hiding, up is. Which means there is no like problem for me to like misplace my hiding. Ooh, Jesus, there were two of them. Hello? Ooh, okay. I see how this is. We're gonna have to do this very quick. Oh. Phew. Got it. It worked. I didn't know it would work, but we got past them somehow. Let's hurry upstairs. He said it was a murder. I'm sure Willem would be there. I almost want to say that the Willem is the one that got murdered. Either him or Scarlet. Oh, right. Floor 2. 805. Wow, is it like 800 rooms here then? That doesn't really make sense for me, but okay. This way. I think it's straight down the corridor to the left. Well, it's good that we know where we're going. We're hiding, huh? I don't think we can do anything about the guy standing there. We can't just give up now. Anything would do. Something to distract him for a little while. Maybe I should cause a commotion on the first floor. You sneak inside while I distract them. Well, I think that person would know that all the other employees are on the first floor. I'm not sure if it will make him go downstairs. So, even if we distract him, we need to do it on this floor. And I don't think he'd leave his spot unless there's something as dangerous as a murder. What could be dangerous as a murder? Well, what about that thing on the wall? The fire alarm. Or see if we should trip it. When a guy will come running here. He will be standing there waiting for a different employee to turn it off. But that's wrong. Everyone here would be confused by the murder and the fire alarm. It will only make things worse. That employee will run here to turn it off anyway. No. And if we trip the alarm, we don't have anything to get past that employee to open the door. I'll trip the lever and run. You hide over there and go inside alone. You want me to go alone after all this? I don't know anyone here. You're the sheriff's done goddaughter. We'll work something out. Give me some time. I'll see if there's a different way. If you can't find a different way, I can be the bait. Don't worry. I think the cart in the hotel I'm gonna use to deliver room service. I guess you can order alcohol and balloons with room service. Balloons? What's with this box here? Dry ice? Hey, Ben, do people put dry ice in alcohol? Have you seen it before? Sometimes use it as a decoration. The smoke that comes from it is cool in a cocktail. Wait, but swallowing it will be dangerous. Of course, that's why they put in a tiny bit. Why would a tiny bit be fine? A fingernail-sized fly dryer will still make a lot of smoke. I was saying if it's fine to eat. Yeah, because it's ice, it basically melts. Which means that as long as you make a small part, it will melt before you drink it. Or it should melt before you drink it. It simulates room temperature to turn into gas, which has larger volume. Okay. I could use that to make a smoke screen. I think I could hide behind this car. It would be best if I could hide here and run to the 205 door as soon as the employee walk past. I can't come here to hide after I pull the lever. The corridor is too narrow and the employee will definitely notice me. Okay. No, you should not. Should have... What's this? There is an emergency hammer. Wait. Why do I see a glint on the hammer? A fishing line? I don't think these hammers come with a rigid come with it originally. We could have tied the line to the hammer. Oh, there's something on the floor as well. I'm gonna do that first. Oh, there's a thumbstack on the ground. I didn't step on it. This thumbstack wasn't just left on the ground, it seems. Someone put it here intentionally using wax. But why would someone do this? Right under a fire alarm of all places. Someone made a trap here already. It's a manual fire alarm. It trips when the lever is pulled downwards. It's a narrow corridor. The employees will notice as soon as the lever is pulled. Ben says he'll be the decoy, but if he does something suspicious right now, it will be difficult for him to get out of the situation considering what happened at the hotel. Wouldn't there be a way to pull the lever automatically? I think I have a rough feel of what to do. I should organize my thoughts now. To get inside room 2805, while the employees is distracted by the fire alarm, I would have it to be hidden already by the time the alarm is tripped. Which means the only one who can pull the alarm would not be able to go inside room 2805. If there wasn't a different way, one of us would have to give up here. We can manage to trip the alarm remotely without touching it. Both of us could sneak into room 2805. Jesus, me saying that is so difficult for some damn reason. Maybe if you can use the things I left behind around the fire alarm to my benefit. How long do I have to wait? I don't think we can wait forever. Well there, we distracted the employees with a fire alarm. So it really was the only way, But I won't be going alone. How does that work? So, the way it's going to work is... A balloon? Oh wait, can I do... Can I get this here? Okay. Huh, interesting. So, if we put this here... Okay, start over. Okay. Can I pull this down here? Okay. I think I know now. So what we're gonna do is this. There. Then we put this thing here. I don't know why this has a string. Someone probably did something here. But this is so confusing just because like it's already like been there. There we go. Like this. How's that? The remote lever pull, how's that for a trick? I honestly wasn't expecting much, but this is much more elaborate than I thought. This will help us both get inside. I think someone else came up with this idea. And that is why there's already a pin, or whatever she called it, and a string on the hammer. Because someone else came into that room to murder someone by basically distracting someone doing that. I think that's what happened. That's why there is already a prep for this thing. Thumbstack? Did you bring it? No. I don't know who did it, but it was already stuck to the floor. Someone stuck it to the floor using wax? But why? I'm only guessing, but someone could have used this trick before. As I said, I'm smart. Use this trick. The remote level pull, I mean. The fishing line, the thumbstack, the balloon, and the dry eyes. Don't you think it's a bit too much of a coincidence? I mean, yeah, it's weird. have a feeling that it might have something to do with what happened inside that room. I guess we'll find out once we get in there. Right, you came up with that trick, so you put it in place. You go and... So I'll get into place. You go and hide somewhere. Right, good luck. Go and hide, go and hide. Anyway, I somehow just decided to trip a fire alarm out of nowhere. I guess it won't be an issue. The employee on the floor are doing a good job guiding the guests. If the alarm just goes off for a moment... Leon, I'm ready. Now we wait for a balloon to pop, right? Yeah, it will pop soon. It's dry ice, so... There we go. I'm just waiting for him to say this is the second time it happened. It worked. The plan worked. Let's go inside already. Come on. Go, 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 go. Aha. Okay, so who is murdered? I almost want to say William, because something went wrong. Oh, someone's about to barf, it looks like. Oh, there's a few police people here. William, you're here, aren't you? What? Who are you in here? Where's William? Sheriff William Russell. I told you to stop anyone from coming in. William, did you not come here after the murder? You must have been here somewhere. I'm sorry, there must have been an employee. There must have been an employee at the door. I'm William's goddaughter. And you're his goddaughter, not a policewoman. Of course I'm not a policewoman. Hey, who told you could talk to a detective fossil like this? But what? You cops call us over, so you came straight here. Can't treat us like this, can you? What nonsense! I never call a detective. Sheriff asked for one. What, Sheriff Russell? We said he would have a talk to the bartender around 6, and he's delegated us all of his authority. What was he thinking? The time. It's already 6:02. If William isn't here right now, does it mean he really went to see the bartender, like the document said? Is that really more important than the murder? Seriously, if we weren't detectives the sheriff specially asked for. Why would the hotel staff let us through here? I get it now. Are you two are real detectives? William called for. Hey, Ben. You just lied, right? This is what we call a silver tongue, young detective. Do you know the feel? Do you need now feel the need for a guardian? Helper, not a guardian. I am the detective. You're my assistant. Of course, as you wish. You're telling me this kid is a detective? This is a prank, isn't it? What would the sheriff have a kid here deal with a murder? I told you, William is my godfather. You underestimate what a great detective of Somerset says, Celine for... Oh. Cut the crap. Her godfather knows how good she is, because he knows her for a long time. This place up for no nepotism. This is a serious problem. If Miss Foster wasn't a great detective, why would I, a capable, handsome young man with a bright future ahead of me, be working as an assistant to a tiny girl like this? Oh great, he's obviously just waiting for this moment. Even to police is like, yeah, why would a guy like you do this? Because this is kind of fucked up. What would you suddenly do this? Now, let's cut the chatters and go to work. Really can't waste any time. Person died, right? First, I'd like to hear what happened here. Well, I'll make it quick. Listen up. A few moments ago, around 5:30, an employee of this hotel found a dead person in this room. Oh, I was about to sneeze there. No, I am sneezing. Oh, shit, I muted myself and forgot to mute myself. I do apologize for sneezing straight in your ears. I double-clicked my mute button. Well, luckily, I was staying in room 3805. I decided to come downstairs and investigate the scene thoroughly. I concluded that the victim could have committed suicide, or this man here killed her. But him? No, I didn't do it. I don't even know how to shoot. Come on. That was no proof. Just need to pull the trigger. Is his hair going over his arm? Or is it just tears forming a puddle on his arm there? Wait a minute. Why do you think he is the murderer? I better have him tell the story, I guess. Hey, James, what's your name? Wait, hold on. Oh, was that your name? Okay. Oh, it is actually the damn moistness from the tears. Go on, say what you did and saw. I am telling you, but do not think about changing your story up. No, of course. So around 5:15, someone from the credit card company visited the reception desk. Samantha Main? Oh, Mayer. Oh yeah, there we go. Why didn't I read the text I can read? I decided to read the signature. Samantha Mayer. I wanted to read a Samantha Mayhem. As you travel, ask us. Sign in ink above, not valid unless signed by customer. Okay. I fucking love. Hold on. I kind of love this because if you look behind the text here, you can see Samantha Mayer, Jerv Main Street, Anywhere USA. I love that they couldn't figure out either a fake place or even a true place. I basically went anywhere in USA. Either it is that this card is usable anywhere in USA, but I kind of want to say this is an American card, which means that they are from anywhere in USA, because it basically says her name, her street, and anywhere USA. I kind of love that though. For some reason, it's just stupid for me. I might be completely wrong. It might meant to be it like that, as a sense of it's American card. It only works in America. Yo, Gani, welcome back. I think. I don't know. You've been quiet for a while. The person said the card was under false name. I shouldn't exist somehow. Anywhere USA. It's kind of when I read the newspaper stuff actually in this game. What's going on? I fell asleep. We managed to find Mr. Payne before. And basically we escaped. We managed to find a trap. There was a mannequin hanging from the roof. And gasoline on the floor and a bear trap. The trap was broken, so we fixed it and met with Payne. And he stepped into the trap. I don't know if he fled, but in the newspapers it did say that Miss Scarlet basically died. So either there is a fake body or there is no body at all, because, hey, there might have been Payne died in that place. So now we are at the hotel where she is staying and realize that apparently there is a murder here, and we have managed to get into the room. We don't know who's dead yet, because we're right now talking to James while pretending to be real detectives. Wait, something you didn't understand? I'm trying to do like a very good recap, but I might be wrong. And well, now he's trying to recap what he saw because the police here believes he is the murderer. So Payne did go to Scarlett's place. Yes, he did, around like 5 in the morning or something, and stepped into the bear trap. Our friend here, Ben, what's his name, I think, was a bit pissed and was going to kill him, but I don't know for what reason or why, but we smacked him with a lamp and dragged him back to our place. So we don't know if he is dead or if he's alive, for the sole reason of we left Payne at that place. Our friend Ben is alive though. He just smelled too much gasoline. So yeah, he went there because that was basically the trap. The trap was put up a fake Scarlet, dose it in the gasoline, and have a bear trap. He goes into the bear trap, bear trap triggers the fires, and he is basically stuck in the bear trap while the fires are going and the hearse burn down. And yeah, that is some weird-ass development, to be honest. I think that is why they made the pre-ordered newspaper of Scarlet is Dead. Because they basically planned that someone probably would die in her house, which would be the stalker, and he was there. I don't know if he died, but he was there. So yeah, now we are in her hotel room, and someone is dead. We don't know yet. Apparently James here was called by a credit card company, and I love what it said on the credit card. It basically said Samantha Mayer, some sort of street she lived on, anywhere USA. I love the part of anywhere USA is because I don't know, like, here's the thing, I don't know how like American credit cards looks like, but for me it's basically like this is her street, this is her street name, and she is from this whatever it's called region. And I just love it says anywhere USA because they wouldn't want to figure out a fake place or a real place. It's kind of the same thing with the newspapers. In last stream I played this, where I basically saw real dog pictures of probably one of the... I guess they had to make sure that she's in USA. Yeah, fair enough. It's kind of the same thing with the newspapers as last time. Because last time I had to read through a few newspapers, and the first one was pictures of real dogs, which I believe was the same dog. And I think that must have been one of the developers' dog. And basically just made a newspaper about newspaper article about a dog. And the other one was about a idol. But the thing is, like, unlike this anime style, that one had more of another version of anime style. So it's basically just like they took just some random shit to make into an article, just to have a filler in article. And I kind of love that because it doesn't make any sense, but it's just like, it's just there because it needs to be something there. I just had to go upstairs because of the card. I mean, she's got to pay for her stay, right? When I knocked on the door, I heard a gun firing inside. Yeah, I think that is awesome, to be honest. It's like, I know some games is like, okay, we need to have lore. We put this in the newspaper. And some people are just doing something that might exist or something that might not exist. But basically just like doing random shit like that because, hey, they have more than one newspaper and we want them to read through some of it rather than just, oh, the third one is the right one. I'm gonna just throw away the other ones. And then an article, no reply. So I thought, I don't know what this is, but this must be a big deal. When I went back downstairs, I called the security team and opened the door, and I found the co-ops. So you opened the door around 5:30, yes? I thought that's right, yes. So there was a 15-minute gap between where you heard the gunshot and when you called the security team upstairs. So nobody was guarding room 2805 during those 15 minutes, is that correct? Well, yes, there was nobody. Nobody. I went there all alone after I went downstairs. There was nobody there. What do you get? If this employee is telling the truth, Samantha Mayer committed suicide in her room. Why? That is so kind of messed up in a sense. I understand they need to have a fake name for Scarlet because she's hiding or quote-unquote is dead. But basically getting a credit card for a name that doesn't exist using like police resources and basically just comes, oh, this credit card is not valid at all. It's like, that's gonna mess shit up because her name is not Samantha Mayer. This is also possible that within those 15 minutes, this employee here, right here, opened the door, went inside and shot the woman dead. I didn't do it, please trust me. But the other employees seem to believe it was a murder. If it's not clear if it was murder or suicide, why is everyone saying there was a murder? How would I know? People always remember the sauciest details. Someone died, could have been a murder, then people just go around saying it was murder. I think I should take a look at the scene. May I? Whatever, take it as bad as you like. It won't change a thing. I love the guy back there though, he's about to puke over and over again. I like the art style of this game. It's a really good art style, I like it. So, are you sure we're gonna be okay? There are going to be a real corpse inside. You can stop now if you want to. You don't have to see that for yourself. What are you so worried about? I've got a stronger stomach than you think. Have you seen it before? A corpse, I mean? Not yet. But not yet. Not yet. Normal people go there on their lives without ever seeing a corpse. I told you right, I'm not playing detective. I'm not looking away no matter how terrible or scary it is. Detectives exist to uncover truth and solve problems. Come to think of it, the sheriff, your godfather, isn't here. Why don't we just leave this scene to the cops here and go look for him? Call me, I need coffee. You're going to go to the station one way or another. Please, officer, I'm really innocent. I've got 3 kids. No, I can't just let something like this go on as if nothing happened. And either way, until this situation is resolved properly, we'll have to sneak past all the employees while we're looking for William. It's not going to be easy. Well, okay, if you insist, I won't stop you. The art is really good, and I like how they made the characters look, but I still can't help but chuckle when I see the face and the hair of the female characters versus the male characters. In what way are you thinking? I'm trying to figure out the difference. Also, I mean in the background characters or the main or ground, the ones we're talking with here. Because they're two like different art styles. One is more like refined and one is more or less like this is your avatar, you can move. Take a deep breath. We should inspect the corpse and the traces in the room. Ooh, I can get the key, thank you. The Clara. In just a way of the more anime style of the girls versus the comic book style of the guys. Kinda fair, at least in the background, because he kinda have narrow eyes. I'm not gonna say anything, because yeah, she has big eyes, very like anime eyes. I can't fully complain due to the feeling that I feel. Yeah, the more defined look. Yeah, I would say the background, he definitely looks more comic book looking. I don't mind that. I feel like they kinda still have the same art style. The key was inside the room, and even the windows were locked shut. There's no way aside from this room. Therefore, if she did not commit suicide, the first one to find the body would have been the culprit. Those are the only possibilities. Like, that's the thing. Like, I know, I exactly understand what you mean, but I am looking at their eyes, and I feel like Ben also kind of have that, but he looks like manga artist trying to draw an anime style. I like it, but I just find it funny. I understand what you mean, but I think also they're trying to make the eyes fit the body, because she is young, she's a girl, she's very good looking. I'm just gonna put that out there, and basically, those eyes make her look female. If I check on the other guys here, there's a bit more narrowing eyes, a bit more like defined in certain areas. They look like a guy's eye, basically. So I understand what you're going with this, and I can definitely see it, but at the same time I feel like it does, in a sense, make sense with how they construct the persons. Yeah, that's right. That's technically too. We're gonna do the guest. We'll keep the spare key as well. So you use the spare key to get inside the room? That's right. Is there a chance someone else could have stolen the spare key? I don't think so. The spare key is hung up on the wall on the reception desk. People who walk past the desk can see it. The staff here, the staff are around the clock. Someone take it, we would have known. I guess it's just a case of character definition. Like the definition of their age, gender, and mood, etc. Exactly. I think that is basically what caused him to be like, hey, she looks so much like anime while the other one looks like comic book. Because, like, sure, if you look at the guy in the background, the cop, if you think old Scooby-Doo movies and think of his face, that's what makes me think of it. Because in old Scooby-Doo, they didn't have any eye whites, they basically just drew the outline of that eye and the iris in there, basically. That's how old Scooby-Doo movies looked. And I kind of get the feeling of that. But at the same time, it's not meant to look like them here, because those are basically the background people. They can't do them as defined. Because when I go back to looking at him closer, he has like these kind of anime style, very narrow eyes with thought of how he is actually built. When I said I knocked on the door 15 minutes ago, Officer Gregory said I should stay here. He didn't do it. That's strange. If he's telling the truth, I don't see how he could have been the murderer. You see what I mean? Like, now we go close, and now we can see everything. I was like, yeah, he has small eyes, but it's basically like, I feel like most of his face is built that his eyes aren't like open as hers is, but it's basically like half-lidded, like half-closed. And that makes it look a bit more comic style-esque, because it doesn't have this, ooh, big eyes, big anime eyes. Basically I have like these, yes, comic book. So I definitely know what you're meaning though. I can definitely see that, especially when you look at all the different people. I guess, for example, do this as well. Like, for example, here, I see anime here, but it also is like more detailed there. Fair, that could be true. I think I'm also just looking at it in a rose-tinted lens, because I have seen characters that looks like Celine in mangas a lot, so it's easier for my brain to associate with the manga. I've also been characters like James in manga, but not as much. That is fair, because, for example, look at this guy's eyes. It doesn't look really like anime eyes, but he's also very like, his eyes are like almost closed. She has kind of like Celine's eyes, but much smaller. Also, she looks really damn cute, to be honest. So basically, it's like, I would say they all have anime eyes. It's just that it depends on how they're defined, definitely. So this is basically just how they built the people. Like, also with Gregory here, it definitely has like these kind of eyes. Then we just go back. We have Ben here, which has these. This one, I can't really say much. Straight up thinking back now, I have seen characters that look like these guys in this game, but brain categorized and associated stuff, you know. Yeah, fair enough. But I don't know what you're getting at. I think the reason why you think it as well is, if you look at the shading of things, they want to make it look like an old detective novel, like graphic novel stuff, you know, like, oh, when you read about like detectives in like 1960s stuff, you're like old comic books and things. That might also be the reason that the art style of this game kind of make it look like, hey, we want to make it look like a mystery comic book or something like that. But this is a game with anime art style. Yeah, like a grim detective comic. Yeah, exactly. So that might be the reason where you're thinking like, hey, they look like anime, but this guy looks like a comic, because it might be that the art styles are blending a bit here. He says he's not lying. It's good to use detect. Let me tell you exactly how this murder right here. Oh, there. Unlock the door. Actually, how we left the key inside here. How's that? Are you saying the murderer left the key inside the room? When this murderer came inside, pretending as if it was the first on the scene as at 5:30. While the others were confused and panicked from the smell of the blood and gunpowder in the room. This sneaky murderer left the room 2805 key that he stole from some other mayor on the road. People right here. What are you talking about? He had the key to room 2805. Yes, so he was lying when he said he knocked on the door at 5:15, and heard a gunshot. He logged kills the mayor, and when he waiting for the right time to report a crime after leaving the scene and locking the door. When the first person who found the body could have secretly leave the key at the scene and make it look like it's locked room. No, I didn't. I really didn't. Oh, shut up. Stop crying. Did you say when I asked the staff who first found the scene if they have seen the key when they entered the room? You say you didn't have the time to notice it and nobody saw if there was a key on the table. As you didn't learn as lot that you got in here. But that was because it was like that. Of course we had to check on the guest. Well then, when exactly did you first find out that the room 2805 keys was on the table? Well, of course, that was when I first came inside to investigate this dastardly murder. Nobody knew where the room 2805 key was before the investigation started. I see. This is valuable information. Now you're quiet because you don't have anything to say. No, I'm quiet because I've not found much to actually, mention yet. Ooh, email is safe. I actually have been in a hotel room that had a safe. That was actually pretty cool. I never used it though, I didn't need to. I haven't been to that too many hotel rooms, so seeing that was actually pretty cool. Oh, I just realized. I'm gonna have so much shit to do these past months. Oh my god. Remember when I basically said that January/February would be Code Vein, which I'm still gonna try and do more times, definitely. And February, March would be Resident Evil. Well, to put it simple, not this weekend, but next weekend we're gonna have a LEGO convention somewhere in not Gothenburg. Here where I am. I don't know why I said Gothenburg, I was about to say something. And then, the week after that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's gonna be a sci-fi convention here as well. And then either the week after that or a few weeks after that, there's gonna be a board game convention in Gothenburg. The only thing I'm kind of worried about, my mother and father already said shit like this, that, hey, you want to go to this, we can fix this, and we can give you some money to use. Mostly because when I say that is because my work is very slow right now. I don't barely have anything, any work. I basically worked once per week now. But I've just realized there was so much shit that's gonna be happening. Next weekend, my mother and father is gonna try to get here. They couldn't do that last week because sick, basically. I'm gonna try it this time. So basically, if I do, by the way, that might be also a good idea to say. I am gonna try to do a subathon, but I might take a break on Saturday. For the sole reason that I am going to be with my parents for a little while. That might be a good thing to say already, just to make sure people understand that. But yeah, there's gonna be so much shit going on. There's gonna be so much shit going on. That'll be nice though. So LEGO convention, for those who doesn't know, I did a video on that when I was down in Karlskrona. Which was 2-3 years ago? Something like that. It was after I was at school, so it was after that at least. I think it was it was not last year, so it must have been 2 years ago. But yeah. The sci-fi convention I went with my father last year. It was actually really fun. It's a small thing, but hey, I actually got a signed image, let's say image, signed screenshot, because basically it was a game character, it was from the game, because it was taken from the game, it was kind of pixelated, you could see it, but I got it signed with a kitten as well, from the actor who played Raphael from Baldur's Gate 3. Oh, just because I actually kind of want to check stuff like this, I'm gonna go do this. Sci-fi convention. I think, wait, sci-fi. They're gonna have more people. Last time I didn't really find that many that I was too interested in. I went to one for him for the sole reason that I have friends that basically play Baldur's Gate. And I just thought that was gonna be pretty neat. Here we go. I'm trying to find their website because I want to check who they're actually going to have here. Oh, they're gonna have 2 different one. But one is down in Malmö, which is actually kind of close to Denmark. So we're gonna have Tintin and Asterix, which is also apparently from Cobra from Star Singer, Cobra from Space Adventure Cobra. Okay, so I'm just gonna write them up here. So Asterix from Asterix series, Don Prosten from Arn, Kogo from Star Singer, don't know what that is, Cobra from Space Adventure Cobra, Thomas Boln. Also, we're gonna have Salah from Indiana Jones, and Gimli from the Lord of the Rings. John Rhys Davies is gonna be there as well. We have the T-1000 Terminator 2, Agent John Doggett from the X-Files, and Augie Smith Peacemaker, and Tulsa King, I don't know what that is. Cape Gallia from Scorpion. Oh, he's in that one as well. Robert Patrick. We're gonna have Hulk and different. Apparently, 2 different types of Hulk from the Amazing Hulk. Lou Ferrigno is gonna be on the panel as well. Yeah, that is really sick. Then we have the Emperor from Baldur's Gate 3 and Varilus from what is called Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2, Scott Joseph. And then we're gonna have the only woman at this point now, which is Methel Meter from Galaxy 999 Express, and Princess Aurora from Star Singer, Elisabeth Nordqvist. These are kind of more interesting because for the first of all, I know of Scorpion. I know what that is. So that could be interesting meeting him. I'm not so much of a fan of Lord of the Rings, to be fair, but it could be nice to meet up with John as well. And because I do know of Asterix and I do watch a lot of Asterix when I was a kid, I probably want to meet Thomas Bolm as well. I don't know the rest, so I can't really say much. If I had money and stuff and more like that, I probably would get like some... Could be interesting... Oh, at the same time, it was the same there. I could more or less get like the sign for Varilus, because I know some of my friends do play Warhammer 40k. So I could basically just like send that to him, especially like a friend from Denmark. So that's kind of interesting though. On the Sci-Fi Expo, doing exclusive photo shoot with Thomas Bolm and Elisabeth Nordqvist, and one full-size cutout of Kogo and Princess Aurora from Star Singer. I don't know what that is, but I do for one of thing. So basically, what I believe they are the Swedish voices of Kogo and Aurora, because this does look like an old-ass anime. But they have some cool shit here, though, to be honest. I was that last year. I am tempted to get another secret box, or like whatever it's called, loot box. But to be fair, I got kind of like a sort of stuff in there. I got a few like posters from either like Naruto or Demon Slayer, and personally, I haven't really watched any of those and don't really care. I got a Snorlax keychain, which was kind of nice, and I got a kind of weird-ass looking Pikachu thing. And I also got an Eevee necklace. I think the Eevee necklace was a good one, though. But other than that, I do not know if I should do that, but it was kind of fun anyway. But I got some good stuff. I'm just kind of sad that I still don't have a job. Quote unquote, I have a job, it's just I barely work. So I feel I'm still limiting myself this time, because last time I also had to like limit myself a lot. That was actually the convention I got Albedo, the little figurine I have beside me here. And I got that one because that was a cheap one as well, because as I said, I wasn't really wanted to use too much money as well. And I still not save out of it, me money. Luxury hotels are expensive for a reason, huh? What's this behind the safe? It looks like a fountain pen, but it's burnt. Fountain pen? This? Look, the end of it looks like a tip. Burnt. Did someone go to the fire and come here? Oh. What if Pain got here after the fire? I don't know why I would have a fountain pen, but what if? So yeah, it's gonna be a bit interesting. That's actually something me and my father is going to, by the way. Because the Lego thing is me, the gay board game convention is me, but I know my father went to the sci-fi thing, and he liked it as well. He got himself a few pins, and I think he got himself like a Star Wars mug or something. He found some stuff as well. It isn't a big convention. I think it's like, you could think it like a little O, basically. You can go in a circle, so it's like on one side there's one thing, and on one side there's another thing, and then you basically turn to the other side and there's like two sets of things as well. It was like that last year. So it isn't big, but it is nice. I'm gonna say that. It is nice, at least. Also, I'm just gonna change my microphone because I think this is gonna die soon. There we go. So someone burned a fountain pen on this table. But why would a person do that, and when? Anyway, this... I think I've seen this thing before. It's a common design for fountain pens. No, the contrary, actually. It's hard to find fountain pens like this. Where I've seen this before. Whoever it was burned, so... Boom. Okay, let's check the body. Woo, yeah, she's dead. For first of all, how many bullets were used? Hold on. Are that broken glass or bullets? Because someone... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a revolver! There's 13 bullets! This bugger must have like reloaded it twice! Either that or he missed so many damn times. A large window. Could a guest inside this room open these windows? Oh yes, of course. It was closed when I opened the door, though. So the latch on the inside of the window. This means that the murderer couldn't have left through the window. Once the murderer leaves, he wouldn't have been able to adjust the latch. Whoa, okay, yeah, so someone hit ink. Yeah, there's a shit ton of bullets down there. And some bullets up there as well. I should know what's inside. Okay, first of all, let's check on this thing first. There's a gun and a few bullets on the windowsill. Windowsill? That's the floor. I suppose this gun and the bullets would have belonged to Miss Mayer. Yeah, she must have carried it in her bag. Nah, that doesn't make sense. If she did, she basically dual-wielded guns. Fair, but don't think so. The guns all look the same. Isn't this Somerset Police Service weapon? Common model. Alright. Common model doesn't really mean shit to me, though. A notepad and a pencil. That's probably complimentary. I guess Amanda Mayer wrote something, seeing as how it is on the table like this. Maybe. It's good to see what she wrote. Well, we could check. Check it. How? A little bit of pencil lead on the paper will do the trick. And indents maybe made by writing will be covered with lead. We got a pencil here. Let's give it a try. All right. Only a little bit. Am I doing... Oh, I'm painting. I brought some peanuts. Was promised. Rendezvous on the 12th, 11 p.m. Hotel bar. That's another Okay, wait, hold on. Can I... Is there anything else? How much do I actually need to do this? Because it hasn't told me I'm done yet. Oh, there we go. It just did some shit here. 11 p.m. 12th hotel bar. Samantha Mayer met someone last night at the hotel bar. Oh, I wonder what she was doing with that person. Yeah, we could have given the promised thing to. Let's just see if anyone saw Samantha Mayer and the person she was supposed to meet at the hotel bar around 11 last night. Okay, so we have the ink bottle. Cobalt blue. I think this ink bottle's leaked. That should explain why the bag was like this. Things already dried up. This means that the bottle leaked some time ago. I'm guessing that the bottle leaked while they was carrying the bag before she got to the hotel, and it smeared the inside with ink. Okay, what I find interesting with that is one thing. There's two guns, which means that the one on the floor cannot probably be hers, but I am uncertain if this thing is hers as well, because it's not blue either. The bullets are blue, but not pistol. There's a gun inside the bag. It's the same type as the one on the floor. But why is this gun clean? It's almost like the gun was put inside the bag after the thing was already leaked. Ah! Told you. What is this though? Oh, it's a cigarette case. It looks like a cigarette case made out of steel, but it's empty. It's covered with ink. Wait. I think I've seen this emblem before. Oh! Oh, that's the emblem of the Mafia family. Wait. Hamel? I'm sure I read about it in Bruce Wick's journal. Is it got a pack from Cardwell? Did Samantha Mayer have something to do with Bruce Wick? Oh, I thought it was a mark of the family. Also, this is, by the way... Wow. The fuck? No, but that's her... There's 3 guns in this room! Who the hell is Samantha, though? Because either they basically went somewhere... There's also a hole in the bed... Which means that the guy thinking it was a suicide with her having the gun in her hand is definitely wrong. Is this... Is this Scarlet? The entire bed is drenched with blood. A bullet entered her head while she was laying down. I should inspect the corpse closely. Well, first of all, there's something in her pocket. Huh. What is this sticking out of her pocket? An small umbrella? Hey, Ben. Do you know what this is for? Oh, yeah, it's a little umbrella for a cocktail. A cocktail, you say? So she did go to the bar at 11. That's at least proof of that. Where did you find it? Here, it was in Samantha Mayer's jacket. One of the pockets. Yeah, I guess she had a drink somewhere and took it with herself. Would you do that? To be fair, they look so adorable, I probably would. Nah, not normally. But some people might lift a thing or two when they get drunk. First of all, these things are like one-use thing. So calling it lifting them is like... It's kind of stupid. Well, it's not like exactly a crime, but it might take a little umbrella, like something of the sort. Drunk antics. Did Samantha Mayer drink before she did this? Probably. She at least was in the bar. That is like enough proof of that. Either that or someone just went, oh, I'm just gonna put a little umbrella in your pocket. The hole here, it must be from a bullet. What happened here? Maybe the bullet shot Samantha Mayer's head when they knocked on the door. Someone who fired. Excuse me, was the bed always like this? I'm sorry. I follow. Look here. It's like someone shot a gun at the bed. I haven't ever seen this before. You said you heard one gunshot when you knocked on the door, yes? Yes, only heard one. And I ran downstairs as I heard it. Do you remember hearing another gunshot about over the 15 minutes you were away from the room? Well, I'm not sure. Maybe there was another gunshot and none of us heard it. Is there anyone who thinks they heard another gunshot? No. But only I heard a gunshot 5:15 anyway. It's a bit difficult to hear the noise from a different floor. The soundproofing is quite nice in this hotel. 2 bullets were fired inside this room. One was fired when the employee knocked on the quarters past 5. But when was the other bullet fired and why? Noise coming from inside the room can't be heard unless someone was walking past it. But still, there's always a chance that someone could have heard it. The murderer couldn't have shot it whenever he felt like it. It would have been shot after the murder made it sure that nobody was around. When could that have been? Good guess. I still want to say it's one bullet that basically went like this. She holds the pistol in her left hand. If she shoots herself with this gun, it would be logically conclusive Samantha Mayer committed suicide. But her hands are too clean to think that she shot herself. If she fired the gun on her head while laying down, it should have been covered with gunpowder residue blood. Clothes, her pillow, and the blanket are all drenched in blood, but her hands are clean. She was shot in the head and died instantly. And you don't see any signs of her resisting or any other wounds. It looks like suicide, but if she was killed, a murder all the while Somerset has been in an uproar about the article in Scarlet West. Could it really be said that Samantha Mayer's death is completely irrelevant to TCS? The only thing I can think of is that this is Scarlet, to be honest. Scarlet West. And they just basically changed her hairstyle just to make sure she hid. And that's why no one really knows the hell she is, because she's another one. Booklet. Yep. Sunset Valley room service, dry ice cocktail. Dinners only. So I think she got that, basically. We can provide party balloon sets so you can enjoy happy anniversary in the comfort of your own room, on request. Ooh, fried chicken, $3.50. Ooh, nice. Choice ground sirloin steak. Unsure. Is this dollars, by the way? Because fried chicken for 30 Swedish kronor is like, damn. Fish and chips. At the same time, the prices was different back then, but if it was now, damn. Roast prime ribs. Okay, I see 2 things. A good made fish and chips. I don't like average fish and chips, but a good made one, that is really yummy, to be honest. And then fried chicken. Sometimes, but that's what sort of fried chicken it is. Party balloon set for happy anniversary. So that's why there was balloons in the carriage in the corridor. It wouldn't have been difficult to get the balloons if someone was just staying in this hotel. True, they were just there because they were there. Limited season country seasonal drink. The Sunset Valley admire the waterfall over the sunset. Ah, the orange cocktail matches up with the dry ice waterfall. Thought alcohol was just alcohol. Guess some cocktails are a bit more artsy than others. It depends on where you go. Either it is just a drink, or at some bars it's an art style. So that's what the dry ice was for. Yep. Anything else? We have done this, we have done this, we have done this. I guess we're gonna talk to him then. Would there be something inside the bathroom? Stop right there, stand back. You're not going inside there. What? Why? Is there a reason why I shouldn't? Yeah, because I just used it. The bathroom was still wet. That means it hasn't been long since the victim left it. Oh, I see. I'd like to see the inside, if I may. No, throwing inside there will destroy valuable evidence. That's nonsense. We're just looking. What evidence are we going to destroy? You don't think you can say anything, don't you? First rule of investigation of a crime scene is to keep it intact. Do you get it? And even a single drop of water can evaporate under my watch. How the fuck are you gonna go do that then? Put it on ice? Can you imagine that Scarlet West's name was actually a cipher or had something like that with Samantha Mayer? It felt so similar. Fair enough, actually. You were fine with us being anywhere other than the bathroom. If you really want to know, I'll tell you. There's nothing of note inside. Nothing. If there's something, it's probably something only detectable through an ultra-fine professional scientific analysis. He really doesn't want us to go in there for some damn reason. And that's a job for the police. Which is why nobody can enter the bathroom before the real detective comes. That's a load of hogwash, yep. Especially with something like the W being upside down M. Yeah, fair enough, actually. Yeah, that's a little hogwash. Whatever. Either way, it's off limits. There really doesn't seem to be anything notable. Goddamn police. So, first of all, what's your name? I'm James. I have a few questions for you, James. Do you mind? Go on ahead. Do you know when Samantha Mayer checked into the hotel? Oh yes, she checked in yesterday evening. She checked in a bit after 8 in the evening and went to her room. Is there someone who saw what Miss Mayer was doing after she went inside her room? I'm not sure. I was at the lobby. I don't remember seeing her. I don't think she came downstairs to the first floor. The first floor? The bar is also on the first floor, right? Oh, that's right. There's a bar on the first floor. There's also a restaurant. Pretty much everything is down there. I don't think you should even enter the bathroom. With the way that guy was standing, I would wager that the bathroom has become his personal gas closet. Fair enough, he probably just farted in there, that's why he doesn't want anyone to go in there. Wait, that's strange. Then, where's the sheriff? He wasn't there on the first floor. Well, the document said he will be meeting the bartender, so it doesn't have to be the bar, doesn't it? What I want to ask you is... the atmosphere. Did you notice anything strange in the hotel yesterday or today before we found out what happened in room 2805? This looks strange. No, not really. Did you notice anything and notice anyone strange, or do you remember something unusually happening? Unusual? Oh right, I remember. Last night, the fire alarm on the second floor went off. I thought it was a tripped itself again earlier, right before when you came here. Wait, it went off. How? When did it go off and how? Well, it suddenly malfunctioned around midnight. There was not a fire or anything. It was a relief that Gregory here turned it off when everyone was confused. That is suspicious. Why that is suspicious is because there was a glass hammer, basically, hanging on the wall there with the string. And for him to basically just shut it off and it's like there's nothing here, makes him seem suspicious. Oh, you heard Oliver Gregory was staying at the room 3805 right above here, right? He said he heard a noise that came downstairs, then figured out the fire alarm was malfunctioning. He was waiting right in front of the fire alarm to tell us that it was a malfunction. Why bring that up now? It's not related to the case in any way. Oh, you say, oh, you don't say, Because first of all, we did that to get in here, which means everyone is distracted. Which means someone else must be distracted so someone can get in here. But for him to basically, it's a malfunction. We basically hang a damn hammer there. Not related. I don't think so. The fire alarm on the second floor is closer to Miss Mayer's than you. Since she was staying at room 2805 and you were staying at 3805, the fact that you were the first one to reach the fire alarm means that Miss Mayer was not capable of hearing the alarm blaring. Oh, that makes sense. She could have been sleeping, or she was somewhere else. How did you know? It was not a fire, but just a malfunction. It doesn't take a genius to know that. I'm a police officer for a reason. The fire alarm was malfunctioning around midnight, and Officer Gregory, who was staying at room 2005, turned it off. You know, as the police said, for example, this guy, the first one who is there is the one who did it. What I want to ask you is this. Can you tell me again what happened when you first opened the door and found the corpse? This time, please make sure you don't leave out any details, Mr. James. I'd like to know everything you saw and heard. Everything? Okay. Like I told you, as soon as I heard a gunshot, I first went downstairs to the first floor. And then told what happened to my colleagues and who was working lobby with me and my manager. Then we took the spare key upstairs. I didn't expect something horrible as soon as I heard a gunshot, but the stench of blood and gunpowder was... And then when the three of us ended inside the room and she was on the bed like that. It just never happened here. We were so starting to panic. We then decided to leave the room and call the police, after letting the others know. Then after you found the corpse, you didn't have time to look around the room, did you? No, of course not. We didn't have the time for that. But if I knew it, I'd be considered a suspect. I really should have. I should have seen if the key was there. You talked to Officer Gregory as soon as you found the body, right? Who of the 3 employees called him down here? But I did. I thought you'd be the first to get here. You dug your own grave. Yep. Okay, so what about the room service? I'm guessing room service is only available for guests who have booked a room? Oh, that's right. We only provide room service to guests who stays in the room, yes. I've never tried room service. I don't even know if we have room service here in Sweden or in some hotels. If I had money and I went to an hotel, I probably should try it, just because. Of laziness. I see. I looked at the menu just now and I noticed that you also provide some party balloons, is that right? Are you talking about the room party package? That's right. I think the hotel would prepare those things for guests. How delicate. It's a bit of a special thing for us. I assume the limited offer cocktail Sunset Valley is also available through room service. Oh, that's right. The cocktail is quite popular here. So the guest always wants it too. That's a bit of a bonus perk for a guest, you could say. But is the version of the cocktail you order through room service identical to the one you serve at the bar? I noticed that the unique thing about Sunset Valley is the dry ice waterfall and umbrella decoration. Of course, we need to do this to put a slice of dry ice and the umbrella decoration on the drink. It's simple. We take the dry ice with us and take it for the room service. I'll serve it the same way we do at the bar on the first floor. And what was it like yesterday? Did any guest order the Sunset Valley? Of course, as a matter of fact, Officer Grego. What did you talk about? But you ordered it around 10 p.m. yesterday. But you also ordered the party balloons. I remember taking them up to... Oh, you are fucked, mate. Oh, you are fucked, mate. Okay, I can already picture this. First of all, we went through the same thing someone else did. We just did it the second time because things were already prepared. The hammer on the fire alarm, the little needle on the floor. He ordered party balloons and a drink. He got the party balloon and the drink to be able to get that dry ice. He put the dry ice in the balloon, did the same thing we did and got in here while everyone was distracted. And because it took such a time for people to get here at first, he was the one to basically go and do the fire alarm like nothing happened. That's why he called it a malfunction, because there were shit set up that no one would notice. Not only that, if this guy remembers who ordered stuff like this, because he either is at the reception, he would have remembered Miss Mayer here order a drink. But she didn't, but she have an umbrella in her pocket. Which means that whoever ordered the drink was very close to her. Meaning Gregory here. Oh, Gregory, you are fucked! An employee should be not talking about the guest's private matters like that. Mate, this is an investigation. What the fuck are you on about? Everything is a police need to know basis, but if you're talking about me, you don't talk about me. Room service, records hardly count as private matters though. A person died here, this much information isn't much to ask for, is it? Did anyone else order Sunset Valley yesterday other than Officer Gregory? Did anyone from room 2805 order it? Yes, that cocktail is really popular. I'll guess you usually order this one. I don't think that the guests at room 2805 ordered anything. But there were plenty of orders, at least 30 I think. Huh. This really wasn't it as a private matter, was it? Not ordering it would have been weirder if anything. That's right. So I mentioned my name. I don't have anything to do with it, do I? But you ordered party balloons too. You were staying with someone else in your room, officer. It's not illegal to blow balloons alone, is it? To be fair, no, it's not, and I might also want to just do that for fun, but it's kinda odd at the same time. I'm sorry, but you're long past the age of where you should be blowing balloons alone. Well, I just liked parties. Yesterday was a special day for me, so I had a little thing by myself. Not a problem with that. None whatsoever. Not yet, though. I have him here, though. I have him. Do you remember if any other guests ordered the party balloons except for Gregory, Officer Gregory, who was staying at the room 3805? The balloon? I'm sure room 3805 was the only room ordered party package. What? No way, there are hundreds of guests here. What's a balloon? There are not a lot of people ordering it. We're the only one who ordered it over the last few weeks. Yeah, he is trying to save his own ass here. Oh, he fucked up. You were talking about how some things were private matters and all. Yeah, if the only guest who ordered balloons was the only one staying at room 3805, I guess it does count as private matters, unlike the cocktail. Did you hear that? I think it better think of something for the sake of my privacy. Yeah, I don't care about his privacy anymore. I am grabbing his own handcuffs and putting them on him. I think it's all we need to ask him about now, yeah. Detective Foster, how's the investigation going? Are you seriously going to call me that from now on? I'm just your humble assistant, Detective Foster. Forget it. Well, this room was what would you call a locked room. So there are two things that could have happened leading to Samantha Mayer's death. Samantha Mayer could have locked the door herself and committed suicide. The key was found inside the room, and simply put, this is the most plausible explanation for everything. She could have committed suicide out of fear, with a hotel employee coming to ask her about the credit card and all. She could have fired a test bullet. Can we ask the police guy for his service weapon? Because as I said, there are 3 fucking guns in this room! How many is needed? Like, even if the detective wasn't here, that would be 1 gun. She has 1, and there is 1 on the bag. Like, there's 3 guns in this damn room. There's 3 guns! Like, for me it was normal for 2, because she had 1, the one doing the deed had 1. I was like, that's fine, but she had 1 in her hand as well. There's 3 guns in this room. That's an overkill. But there's a key factor that shows the flaw of this deduction, which is Samantha May did not commit suicide. The reason behind this is she had the gun in her left hand, but there are hardly any gunpowder or blood left on it. Samantha Mayer was shot in the head with one bullet and died. Nah, another bullet was shot. There we go. I think these two. Mostly because I don't need to choose person. Oh, no, apparently not. Interesting. At the same time, it's Amanda's left hand, because it did say it was nothing there. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, so basically her hand is clean, but nothing else is. It could be like that. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, so I was mistaken with clean hands and 2 good gunshots. Although Samantha Mayers died instantly from the gunshot to the head, her hand holding the gun had no traces of blood nor gunpowder. If she had committed suicide, it would only make sense that both the gun and hand would be drenched in blood, but it's not. This would mean that whoever killed her set up the scene so it looks like a suicide scene. I agree, even I noticed a few strange things about that. As she holding the gun and how it looked like there wasn't any recoil. If she pulled the trigger while she was laying down, the scene wouldn't have looked like this. So that leaves us with the second scenario. The murder made this scene look like a locked room. Was that what you were getting at? The key and all the key and stuff? I think James did it. Officer Gregory got it all wrong. James was working with the other employees on the first floor. I don't think he had the time to kill her, nor does he have a good motive. Dan, do you have any different suspect? Someone who would have had a reason to kill her? I'm trying to narrow it down who could have committed the crime during the time frame. The motive comes after that. Time frame. You mean 5:15 when the gun was fired? Notice from the scene that 2 bullets were fired inside this room. One on the bed and one at Amanda Mayer's head. She died at midnight. I think she died at midnight. Here is my explanation. The fire alarm was glaring at midnight. It is called glaring, right? With something either stares or there's a large, loud sound. Anyway. And people came from downstairs to check on it. And I believe he shot to make sure no one could hear it. And then he basically went out, turned off the fire alarm, and basically went like there is nothing to see here because nothing has happened. Or he did both, because basically they did say it's kind of like soundproof. So perhaps he did shoot her at some point, set up the balloon to make it sound like a fire alarm, and then went downstairs to make sure that it's just malfunctioning. Kind of like a, hey, I was not there, I was here. To make the time frame worse. Where were I going with this? Right, and then the gunshot that James heard is him shooting at the bed to make it sound like she died just recently. And then basically when that happened, James panics, see this or panics, gets down, call the others. This guy flees upstairs, call the police, everything, and they call on him. And when he goes in here, he leaves the key. As I said, they did not see any key when they came in here. They can't prove there was a key here, but he could have also been able to just leave the key here and walk in with them and notice, hey, this room is locked. So either you did this or someone else did this. That's right. But there was only one audible gunshot. Why do you think the bullet James heard hit the bed or Samantha Mayer's head? And why did nobody hear the other bullet when it could have been fired? So let's find the answer to those questions. I already know. Okay, so this one was shot on midnight October. Okay, wait, hold on. How do I do? Okay, so here we go. This one here and this one here. Simple. So she was shot at midnight when the fire alarm was on, and then the gunshot at the bed was that. Nobody said they heard the second bullet, but the fire alarm malfunctioned close to midnight on the 12th. What if the incident at midnight wasn't the fire alarm malfunctioning, but the intentional trick to the murder used? Just like how we used the trick to pull the lever from far away to distract the employee. We couldn't have come up with a trick if there wasn't the fishing line and the thumbstack there. The murderer made a loud noise at midnight using the same method, and he could have fired as many bullets as he liked while the alarm was blaring. Oh, that does explain the extra reloads I saw on the floor. Oh, blaring, not glaring. Okay, my bad. I remembered a word like that. Okay, so blaring is sound, glaring is vision. So it begs the question, where did those bullets hit? I wouldn't think that the bullet fired at 5:15 when James knocked on the door would have killed Samantha Mayers. That leaves too many contradictions. Considering how she didn't seem to have resisted, I believe the murderer shot the gun at the victim who was laying down in bed. There would have been enough time for the murderer to do this job. But it's strange that the murderer would have shot the gun when it was clear after James visited, he would have heard the noise and would have brought the other police upstairs. And the criminal would have known how many police would have been in the corridor either. If James wasn't the only employee that came for Samantha Mayers, and if one of them were guarding the door after the gunshot, until the door is opened with the spare key, the murder is a sitting duck. It's not logical nor well planned, and it doesn't explain why the murderer would have shot the gun at the bed at midnight. James would have thought that Samantha Mayer would have been alive, since he heard a gunshot as soon as he knocked and then found her corpse. But what if we may imagine that Samantha Mayers had been dead for longer? Or that the murder in room 2805 had actually happened around midnight, and the gunshot James heard when he knocked on the door was just an intentional trick the murderer came up with in order to confuse the Samantha Mayer that actually died. The murderer herself, it would have been easier to kill her while everyone was confused by the alarm, and it would have been less likely to be caught. The murderer used the noise he intentionally made with a trick to mask the gunshot and confuse the person who had initially discovered the scene. I think it makes much more sense to think that the bullet was fired during the midnight at the victim's head, and then later at the bed around 5:15. Let's forget about how the murderer could have shot the bullet at the right time and made this room look like a locked room, at least for a moment. The murderer shot Samantha Mayers dead during midnight. We could have shot her in a defenseless state like that, late at night inside the victim's own room. There are clues that pinpoint towards someone who could have killed her, and those amongst her belongings. That thing. I don't think this is right. I should think about it again. Wait, what? Can I do more here? A broad what was promised. Rendezvous at the 11 p.m. Be at the bar hotel. No, that did not happen. I'm gonna unpin this. Oh, I can only choose one, right? Yeah, okay. A charred fountain pen was found near the safe by the entrance. Interesting. So, could be the bar thing, because this comes from the bar, but that doesn't really... I'm gonna do this anyway. The note left for the person she was supposed to meet on the bar. The note left on the memo pad on the table says Samantha Mayer met with someone at 11. She was supposed to hand over the promised thing. She suggested meeting at the bar hotel, and she also had a cocktail umbrella on her. Excuse me. Last night around 11 p.m., the victim went to the bar on the first floor of the hotel. Excuse me, I'm sorry if I'm interrupting anything. Oh, yes, me. What's wrong? I just heard you say that she met someone at the bar 11 p.m. last night. Yes, I found out that Miss Mayer wrote something like that on the notepad here. You said nobody saw her on the first floor, but she did have an umbrella decoration from the limited offer cocktail on her. But the hotel bar, you see. We're closed at 9 p.m. But the bar closes at 9 p.m.? Yes, that's right. Around 11 p.m. the bartender would have clocked out. It should have been by then. Yeah. I thought you should have known. Thank you. That is bloody helpful. I see. And she couldn't have gone to the bar around 11 p.m. The shows are getting better every minute. I guess a child prodigy detective couldn't have worked out a real case like this, You know, I'm already having you in my sight. You are not getting away with this. Thanks to Miss James, I believe I know what really happened here. Oh, now that you're a dead end, you're trying anything. The Hotel Bar is a place Samantha Mayer suggested. Since she isn't from Somerset, she wouldn't have known the operating hours of the bar at this hotel. The important thing isn't where she met this person, but that there is evidence that she drank with someone. This umbrella is used to decorate the summer Sunset Valley cocktail at the Hotel Clara office, right? What's that piece of junk have to do with anything? There are two ways she could have gotten her hands on Sunset Valley. She could have gone downstairs to the bar, or she could have ordered it through room service. According to James, it's improbable that she went to the bar in the first floor. It closes 9, and nobody downstairs saw her around. The only other way would be order room service. But did you see the smirk now when she said we just changed page here? But there were no room service orders from room 302805. So it must mean that Miss Mayers went to a different room and had a cocktail. Went to a different room? It wouldn't be a problem if she was meeting with a person who was also staying at the same hotel. It would have been more convenient that way without any prying eyes. So they knew each other enough to go to her rooms. The murderer could have killed her in cold blood without her resisting. Your memory isn't that good, I reckon. More than 30 people were called through the room server last night. We're going to figure out what room it was. Of all of those rooms, sir? We could check every single one of them. We don't have time to look through all of them. The murderer isn't an idiot. Of course he would have cleaned up after himself by now. You're right, officer. A meticulous criminal like this would not have left any evidence in his own room. Do I really need to tell you this? Pitiful. Knowing that one of the guests at Hotel Clara was the murderer is already very useful. It's possible to deduce where the murderer is staying using the other clues that we have on hand. What? There's more? Well, I actually know how the murderer got inside this room. I just ran an experiment to see if it would actually be possible. The murderer brought Samantha Mayer to his own room, get her drunk with a cocktail ordered with a room service. Then the murderer brought her to room 2805 and laid her on the bed. And then he operated a fire alarm around midnight in order to mask the sound of him shooting the gun at her head. Now the murderer didn't pull the lever himself. And crafted a device using a balloon, some dry ice, a fishing line, and a thumbstick in order to pull the lever automatically. A device? An emergency hammer attached to the lever of the alarm with a sturdy fishing line was put on a balloon. Then the dry ice inside the balloon expanded and the balloon exploded as it touched the thumbstick and stuck to the ground. The hammer would have fallen with its weight and the lever would have been pulled. But why would the murderer do something so ridiculous like that? That would be risky to pull the lever himself, run to 2805 and then shoot the gun. An employee might have gotten to the second floor before he could make it inside room 2805 after hearing the fire alarm. If the employee noticed that it was simple malfunction, he would have turned the alarm off immediately. It would have been safer for the murderer to shoot her as soon as the alarm tripped. So that explained the fishing line and thumbstick that was left there. The murderer was also sloppy and didn't clean up after himself. Sloppy? But he's about to mention, don't call me sloppy. The murderer would have been quite pleasant with himself that he got the job done. I was confused because the gunshot, they were trying to figure out why the alarm was tripped. Next thing he did was to fire the bullet again when James knocked on the door on room 2805's door. I just checked if it was something new on the chat. It kind of looks like something popped up, but apparently there wasn't. Like I said, at this point the murder wouldn't have been in room 2805. The murderer already knew how to pull an object from far away. One of the tools used to make the device that tripped the fire alarm at midnight was used to pull the trigger from outside the room, and that is fishing line. Oh, I see where she's getting at. No one was never inside the room when it happened because it basically pulled... Oh, dry ice was used. No, not dry ice, I read dry ice. I fucking love I said dry ice and I pressed the fishing line. A fishing line which is thin, long and sturdy. That's what the murderer used to pull the trigger after he saw James head to room 2805. But that's nonsense! This is so simple, you can just say he must have done this to frame someone. Says the guy who basically went, you were the first one, you must be the murderer. But the fishing wire, yeah. Maybe the fishing wire, good God knows how you saw that, but still, okay. Let's say the murderer might be used it. But there isn't any fishing line in room 2805. The door and window are unlocked. Where could the fishing line have entered and left the room? The duction is still full of holes. So, all you need is evidence that the fishing line was used to pull the trigger in this room, yes? I don't need anything. I'm not going to listen to you talk nonsense without any proof. And then we go with the calming music again. It's just strange music because it's fitting at the same time not. It's a sort of like, it gives me the sense of a revelation to like a mystery, but it also gives me a sense of calm, which this is not. I still like it though, not gonna lie. I like the music here. Don't worry, there's a clue that shows how the bullet was fired inside room 2805 and how it hit the bed. The clue shows the bullet's trajectory. What? The trajectory? Bullet or where? Okay. Where did the second bullet fire in room 25 land? It landed on the bed. First thing first, the mattress where Samantha Mayer's laying on is where the bullet hit. The bullet traveled in a straight line from the barrel, which must have meant that the trigger was pulled. The gun must have been at... I guess there? Yeah, because if she had a gun in her hand... The worst part about this is basically that if I actually knew where it started and ended, like how the trajectory did look, I could definitely do so. But basically, it could be here, but I would say it would hit the floor as well. So I'm gonna say this. That seems the most plausible. A position should be higher than the mattress, as room 2005's door and window were all closed when it was fired around 5 p.m. This means that the murderer used a fishing line, which is the only object that could have passed through the narrow space left between the closest window and floated the gun mid-air. From which the direction, therefore, would have been the line have been pulled so the murderer could control the fishing line. I guess up? Yeah, up, because basically I'm gonna try to frame the police now. Okay, that doesn't sound good when I say it like that, but basically I know it is the policeman, so... Right, the only place the gun would have been fired from is above. That way the gun could have been draped to room 2805. The fishing line also could have been controlled from above. The locked window and the gun that was fallen right next to it are the clues that reveals the truth behind the gunshot trick. The murderer tied a fishing line to the trigger and fixed the gun between the ceiling and the window. Even if the window was closed, there's still some room for a fishing line to go through though. And if the fishing line and the trigger is pulled, again, it would have pulled the trigger, and the bullet fire would have hit the bed. It wasn't necessary to wonder why the bullet was fired at the bed. The object was the confused employee who rushed up to the room hearing the gunshot. It didn't matter where the bullet hit. There's no way the bullet would have hit the target in this way. The person who put this plan into motion could have pulled the fishing line from above. It's the person who was staying at room 3805 directly above the 2805. It's you, Officer Gregory. It's you. Why are you screaming? Mr. Wrong, cut your crap. You first raped a gun with... No, that was not him. You first raped a gun from room 3805 window with a fishing line, and then went downstairs to stuck the line between the room 2805 window, didn't you? After you shot the gun, you would have pulled up the fishing line and then cut it with a pair of scissors to retrieve the wire. No wonder why the fishing line wasn't found in the room. But I already know that you intentionally dropped a few bullets on the floor and put a different gun in the bag because a gun just dropped on the windowsill would look suspicious. You wouldn't have known because you were in a hurry, but the bag was drenched with ink that leaked from the bottle. The ink? And if the gun is spotless, it means that someone must have put it in the bag later. Just like how the gun you put in her hand was clean after. Was clean as her left hand. You could do anything because you're the Sheriff's daughter. I remember what you said when you tried to frame James as the murderer. And this murderer came inside pretending as he was the first one into the scene, 5:30. While the other staff were confused and panicking from the smell of the blood and gunpowder in the room, the sneaky murderer left the room at 2805 key that he stole from Samantha Mayer on the table right there. Only the first person who found the body could secretly leave the key at the scene and make it look like a locked room. Making the scene look like a locked room using the 2805 key as soon as the door is open. You were so confident that James allegedly used that trick because you used this method yourself. So like, why are you... Yeah, why is he screaming? Kinda love this though. You said you asked this question first when you got to the scene. What did you say when I asked the staff who first found the scene if they have seen the key when they entered the room? You said you didn't have time to notice it and nobody saw if there was a key on the table as soon as you got here. You asked him if the key was there or not, and as soon as you got inside the room, and that was because you were worried that they might have noticed the key was missing from the room before the police got here. What? That's so crazy. What crazy? There's no way. You had to find out if your final trick that would have made the room look like a locked room, didn't you? Ah, so this crime was only possible because he was a cop. How? I actually have a question. Why did he not let us in into the bathroom? Maybe it's because he filled the bathroom with ice. His face right now, like, how the fuck did you know about the ice? Why did you fill it with ice? Ice? The third trap that would have confused people as when the victim died after was two traps. If he had put ice in the bathroom before any employee got to room 2805, the ice would have melted and the bathroom would be wet. Oh yeah, that explains shit. So you put ice there, the bathroom is wet, which means it was recently used. So she must have died very recently. But she didn't. And then, by the point of the body was found, people would think that the victim just took a shower. But somehow there have just been a mistake in calculating the time it would take for the ice to melt. It would have been strange to have ice cubes rolling around the bathroom after all. Oh, you're right. I guess this was also from the bar. He is panicking. Also, what's kind of funny, I think, he is a police. He technically should have a service weapon. But he basically left one weapon in the bag, which I think might have been his or something. One weapon she holds, which might be hers, and one he used for the trap. I don't think he has a service weapon left. You murder scum! Why are you going to start owning up to what you did? Do you have proof? You don't have any proof of that I did it! If we search your room and find a fishing line, that will be proof enough. Then should we head upstairs? Why, you haven't given me a chance to speak. You give me a chance to speak. I know who did this. I already did it before you two came here. Please go on ahead. Who did it? All right, the murder is TCS. I didn't do it, you idiots. What? TCS? How is TCS relevant to everything that happened here? Huh. Look at these clothes. The clothes. The labels are missing. To get it out, you should have by now. Jessica killed her. Nope, label's missing. But that's really it. But you idiots! 10 years ago, TCS killed a man whose clothes didn't have any labels on. Is he talking about Brucewig? His clothes were curiously missing any labels too. This woman was also executed by TCS for the same reason. At this locked room, where it is difficult to find out the true murderer, only TCS is a master of unsolved crimes, and be able to kill a person that way. Forget about the locked room bit already. Detective Foster already found out who the murderer is. You killed Samantha Mayers. After you lose, a Detective Wallabies can come up with anything useful. Well, we could go upstairs to room 3805 together to see if we can find any tools like a fishing line. If it turns out that I really made a bad judgment, I'll consider the possibility that TCS has killed her. So, if you're really innocent, I guess you could show me upstairs? You insolent! How dare you! Out of my way! He's gonna go and get rid of the fishing line now. Oh, gonna smack him. Not so easy! Oh. I love they also do an animation of the thing being cracked, like just smashed him over. My god. James, come here and empty his pockets, every single one of them. Me? Who else here is called James? Come on. I found it, a fishing line. Knew it. And his jacket too. His jacket? I don't know why I made it. But I think it was kind of fitted actually. Blue diamond. Yeah. So that was Santa Mayer's broth. You won't get away with this! How are we not getting away with this? First of all, we have deducted everything. Second of all, we have a witness that actually helped us. Third of all, we found a fucking diamond in your pocket. But okay. Phew. Was that it? That was really cool. Yeah, the blue diamond. I guess that was the promise thing? Oh, no, man, that was cool, but still, how did you know everything happened? Like, the trick? The fishing line trick? You saw it in the corridor too, Ben. Well, I did, I saw it, but just because you see something doesn't mean that you can figure out how it was used elsewhere. It takes talent. Deducing something doesn't take talent, it's more about how objectively can you view a situation. And the drive to solve the case, I think that's what matters. Drive, you say? I mean, you noticed something was inside his jacket. Well, that only makes sense, regardless of whether he got the promised thing or stole it. He wouldn't let something as important as that go. But is he even an actual police officer? Unfortunately, yes. I've seen him a few times at the station. Huh, a cop that frames innocent civilians on his own crime. That really messed up. Maybe I should have beaten him up a bit more. To be honest, the only thing I can say is fair point. The lamp. You did it on purpose, right? Just to make me feel something. But what are you talking about? I hit you with a lamp and you're making a reference. Oh, mention thing. It's nothing, it's something to laugh about. As you actually do regret that, huh? I'm just following the example of the greatest mind of our times, Detective Celine Foster. I'm sorry. Forget it, Celine. I know what happened. It was the only thing around you could use, I guess. Okay, so... where to now? We didn't see anyone who looked like the sheriff on the first floor. Actually, I thought I might go upstairs to room 3805. 05? Where that cop was staying? What for? It's the murderer's room. I thought there might be some other clues there. I'd like to see if my deduction was correct too. I mean, you were correct. That's why the cop was waffling about for how TCS did it, because the clothes didn't have any labels on it. I think the reason why it didn't have any labels on it is might actually be Scarlet. It's just that the hair is different, they changed the color of the hair. And she didn't put on her clothes, but her old lover's clothes. And her lover did not have any labels on them. But yeah, the bit about TCS too. This murder happened while the town was all shaken up by the fake article about TCS and Scarlet West. Also, my microphone is about to die. So I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. I'm just like very interested in what's going on here. And for some reason, for some random person, it would look like 2 murders happened over 2 days. How we mentioned TCS was the real killer when he was cornered. I think that this case might have something to do with TCS. But can we go inside room 3805? Won't it be locked? The one who put the room 28 key on the table was Officer Gregory, right? And that was because he was worried that they might have noticed the key was missing from the room before the police got here. Yeah, that was the best part about this case. I guess we couldn't call it Celine Foster's silent gunshot and locked room key. Well, I know I said that just now, but I thought the truth might be a bit different. Ah, so Detective Knowledge, you might be made a tiny mistake. I won't say anything if you won't take me seriously. I'm sorry, Detective, please continue. Anyway, I thought it might have been too risky for the murderer to let an employee in the scene of the crime without being a key inside room 2805. Good point, you're really lucky that the 3 employees were all too confused to notice whether a key was there. And that was what Officer Gregory said. He didn't ask because of a stupid reason like that. He knew that it was stupid to not leave the key inside the room. Then, why did you do it? There's only 1 key, and the room was locked, closed. How did you leave the key after the room was locked? What? Oh, we have an ad soon. How did you leave the key after the room was locked? Wait, what did he use to fishing line a gun trick? Gun trick again? Well, I guess that would have been too challenging. The murderer was also a guest in this hotel, like Samantha Mayers, right? What if the murderer simply left his own key in room 2805? His key? You mean the room 3805 key? Yeah, all the keys in the hotel looks the same. It's difficult to see what the key opens what room unless you look at it carefully. So you would have thought whoever came to the scene first would not have been looking at the key when the bloodied corpse was right there. It would have been caught out if any of the employees were like you. So that's why he asked whether they have seen the key as soon as he got here. He was 99% certain nobody haven't. But he couldn't be 100% sure. Anyway, if that's what happened, doesn't that mean that the room 3805 was kept unlocked ever since Samantha Mayer's room has been locked? Well, sounds about right. The murderer didn't go back to his room after he switched the keys out. Well, those little things are what we wanted to look for. I think this would be our only chance to take a look. Let's get going before the employees or the cops swarm the place. Good idea. I want to go up there first to see what I can find, and then I'm gonna see... the saving here. Yeah, there's a saving. So I'm just gonna get a little quick look here. There really is unlocked, Celine. You're right. Yeah, although I came up with that part later. Who cares? You got the murder, that what counts. The room looks exactly the same as 2805. We should look through this room before anyone else comes. I'm just gonna do a little quick peek here, see if there's anything missing. What is this? Betting slips. Oh, wait a second. Kind of trace that someone was here, huh? What are these betting slips doing here? And these are all on the same horse, like last week, huh? Guess his day out at their race course didn't go well. So Officer Gregory was addicted to betting on horse races. Maybe that's why he stole the jewels Samantha Mayers brought. He needed money. Makes sense. Those degenerate gamblers, they live like there's no tomorrow to them. Oh, there is another one. See, there's something similar to what we saw at the living room in the mansion. Look what it says. Use device to trip the fire alarm at midnight. Source dry ice at hotel bar, balloon through room service. Be mindful of hotel staff movement around the evening of the 13th. Representative from a card company is supposed to visit. He must be switched out as soon as arriving on scene. Accuse employee who first heard a gunshot outside room 2805, and then announce the true murderer is TCS after some investigation. You will be briefed with the announcement timeline later. Oh, this is also an official report, just like the other one we met. So the last fake death was made up by a police report. And now we have... What's his name? Gregory? The one we just talked to? What was his name? Yeah, Officer Gregory. So this is for Gregory, and this basically is doing this. Are they trying to like frame someone, like making people just want to chase someone down or something? Because this is like insane. It's like they basically just have like, hey, you're gonna be my hitman, and this is how you're gonna do it. It's like, the fuck are you up to?